You see that there is a church that has been abandoned because of extreme destruction. The door appears to be creaked open a little bit. There's a little bit of overgrowth, and parts of the ceiling are even crumbled and caved in. There is no care to the lawn or the foliage around it in this part of the city because it's been completely destroyed by, as the innkeeper told you, giant crystals. And I don't know how much Rohal knows about it, but the other adventurers know very much well about the crystals.
I don't know all too much about it. I know that
Crystals, big rocks. So.
they've destroyed churches, like places where they worship deities overall. And also I heard some small chatter about them being powerful or something. That's about it.
So I'm just going to assume that since you guys have been spending a few days together, you are privy to this information. If all party members agree,
Yeah.
I'll do a quick narration. Okay. So,
Lorien tells everybody, like, whether they want to know or not.
And Lorien has mentioned it to him before, so I'll just streamline it. So as you know, the cultists, aka those that worship that which lurks, aka Ganador, aka the Ancient Eye, and he has other names, is a deity that is trying to gain influence by destroying the places of worship of other gods and slaying others, which you have a general understanding of religion in this reality, that the more miracles and destruction and followers and sacrifices a god has, the more power they have in the actual realm. So by doing these things, he is strengthening his power, especially at a time in which there are not so many straight-out miracles other than clerics channeling power directly from their god. Some people even say that the gods are somewhat apathetic during this time. Of course, there are still people that channel magic, such as clerics. So he's doing this by sacrificing many people to bring about these otherworldly crystals, because he's not from this realm originally. He's from other far-off realms, yeah. So he's destroying these deities with these crystals, and we are gonna have a peer inside. Forgive me as I drag us across different maps here because it's so damn far to scroll. And yes, we are inside the entrance of this abandoned church. You do see these otherworldly crystals shimmering, and they are large, and they are protruding through broken stone of the ground. This church has been completely abandoned. The pews are crushed. You see that there may have been more crystals that pierced the floor and even as high as the ceiling, but this is what remains of the crystals.
Are there any pieces of the crystal that look loose?
There are smaller shards that are not as thick as these pictured here. So make an investigation on the crystals, and the rest of you can make a perception roll. Lorien, you do see a piece about the size of your forearm. And Lorien, do me a favor, also make a perception roll. You see a piece of the size of your forearm that you think perhaps could be broken off with blunt force trauma. And Lorien, with the 17 roll, you do feel your gender, your sex, changing as it has several times during this campaign yet again, as you are now in the presence of these otherworldly crystals. You are becoming from a male to a female yet again. Yeah. You feel the bust of your robe become quite tight again.
I clutch at my chest. Ah! Damn it.
And as you do that, I look over and like, huh?
So Rohal also notices, even with an 11, and so does Ulrich, even with a 9, that this is indeed a temple of Moradin, which is the god that many dwarves worship, the god of forging and things like that, and masonry and using smithies and things like that. The gods, the dwarves worship him often, and this was indeed destroyed by these crystals, this temple. And you both know that something is going on with Lorien, but you can make an insight roll to see if you can identify what is going on.
Something is there. Is you're fine. I don't know what's going on.
So Falmenar says not again. And with an 8 and a 16, so Ulrich notices that Lorien is flustered and knows nothing more. And Rollhall, you know, she's wearing somewhat flowy robes and I believe even maybe some studded leather or some shit. But he notices that his facial features become even more elvenly androgynous and even finer than they were before. And more elegant. Almost feminine.
Well, scan her from top to bottom, basically, and give her a look, so to speak. Then walk forward further into the church.
Felminor, darling, do you think you can break off that piece of crystal for me?
I could go with erupting earth on this thing and rip it to pieces if you want. If you want pieces, a lot of pieces.
I want to do like actually I want to do an arcana check on it. I want to like examine it. Cause didn't it like fuck somebody up when they touched it at one point? But we got a chunk of it at another point, so.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm not gonna touch it. I'm gonna stand far back and.
Yeah, no, but I'm wanting to look at it.
All right.
So you tell Falminar to go break a chunk off. Make your Arcana roll. Go ahead.
Tell him, and then tell him to do something, and then consider if it's a good or bad idea.
Yes. Well, you know.
So you are. I mean, you've seen this several times before. You know that these crystals hold unspeakable power that could outmatch even that of a very worldly mage, somebody who's maybe twice your power. You just don't know. But you also know that they're wildly unstable. You've seen people's bodies deformed by their presence, but you also make an intelligence roll as well, Lorien.
Okay.
This is more for your memory and recollections from many of the things that have been told you even at sea or during times of distress. And with a 23, you remember quite clearly several people, including Captain Rianth. You remember Merrick, Rommel's rumors that have been spread. You remember things that have been said by several people on your journeys that these things, these crystals people have witnessed people using them for different things such as teleportation, traveling from place to place, or even using transmutation magics with them. But it depends on how much discipline the person has. It depends what they want the crystals to do. So they seem to be used for wild surges of magic, but they can be influenced differently by different people.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you discern from it.
Yeah. And I remember that Nim Lawway took a piece. And
you also used a piece to teleport Starry, who was grievously wounded, back to Port Firth from the center of the Dwelling Mountains, which is something that, you know, something like a wizard with much more knowledge than yourself could accomplish.
Mm-hmm.
And,
alright, so...
I don't know if you tell any of this to Rollhall, but I believe that in character, Rollhall would find this sort of wild surge of magic through different planes of existence to be very interesting because of his search for wild magic that can be controlled from the Feywild.
It would be.
Yeah, I mean, of course I've told him everything that I know about this stuff, because...
So, let's just say that Rollhall now witnesses for the first time some of these strange crystals that you've described before.
Mm-hmm.
But they are not from the Feywild as far as Lorien understands.
Yeah.
Well, as far as you understand, can I do an Arcana to see if I can sense anything?
Do Arcana and do Religion, please.
I couldn't see Felminar's. Oh, he's over here.
Oh my god! What is open my throats today?
Mm-hmm.
There's a rock Hi.
It's
And
a
I'm
rock.
Paul. What's up?
It's
All right.
pretty in pink.
Yep, that's rock.
I'm just pulling up some information. Bear with me.
Oh.
Uh
Oh, SpaghettiOs. God
Well,
damn.
spaghetti.
This is getting to the point where I have.
I'm gonna
too
ask everyone to
fucking-
back away from the rocks, or like from the center and closer to the door.
That's a
This whole time I've
legitimate
just been like
concern.
chilling at the door, and I'm like, that's a crystal. That's all I got. I don't do this kind of.
That's a legitimate concern.
Let's see here. Yeah, 20 feet. How far would we be where we're standing right now from the crystal?
You're about 30 feet.
All right, good. I intend to throw erupting earth on the a little bit further away from where we are, but
Mhm,
like behind the crystal, so to speak, so that it would crush the crystal. So that would be 3d12 of bludgeoning damage, and I assume it doesn't really have a dexterity throw. So
I'm sorry, what are you
Crystal
throwing?
jumped out of the
Tell me
way.
one more time, please.
3d12 bludgeoning damage, erupting earth.
Yeah. Well, you're throwing it. Is that how that works?
No. Instantaneous duration. Area. An area effect. Range. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They just
Okay.
like choose a point, and the earth within that area, like a fountain of chummed earth and stone, erupt in a 20 foot cube centered on that point. Earth.
Absolutely.
Actually, I'll just put it in the center where the crystal is. So yeah,
Wait, but it has. Okay.
it has a 20 feet, and we're 30 feet away.
But
Absolutely.
didn't. Okay.
Sorry, what were you gonna
What?
say? Go ahead.
So do I need to? Did Felminar try to hit the?
Yeah, I'm of course
Well,
gonna wait.
Falminar. So
for him to hit.
Falminar was walking up, and
Yeah.
then did you want to stop him when you said that, Rohal, or did you want him to go ahead and try to hit it?
Oh, I'm gonna tell him to stop and back off.
Okay, he does so. He
and-
does so. He trusts
Yeah.
you.
Oh, okay.
And I was gonna ask, like, no, sorry, didn't you remember that someone got hurt by just touching the crystals?
Well,
that
it was
something like
well, it was during an attack, not after.
Okay, gotcha. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and throw erupting earth right there. Let's hunker down right behind these wooden. What are they?
These are pews. I'm gonna Fel and I are gonna go behind this stone.
Yeah. Pillar.
Pillar.
Yeah, I'm gonna go chill over there behind the stone thing with you.
Just in case. So,
We'll see how your method works.
and hala will be my throw.
That's what he says when he does it.
Yeah.
Ah. Ah.
So when that happens, the crystals actually shatter, explode, and continually rattle and vibrate in all areas of the church. They shatter all over into large chunks about the size of a pew. Each one is about the size of a pew. And they're rattling, they're vibrating wildly, and they're shifting and shaping in color like a kaleidoscope almost.
Well, that probably wasn't good. Adding magic to magic.
And stone, regular stone erupts here from underneath where the crystals were. And they do shatter into smaller pieces.
All right. So.
But now they're
wait.
activated again.
Let's
They're rattling.
wait. Yeah, let's wait for a few moments and let the energy pass, or let the rattling pass, if you will, and then we'll go up and pick some pieces. If I assume there will be some, considering the bludgeoning damage that would be implemented from my spell. Sounds like a plan.
It's a plan. I don't know anything about these crystals, so I'm just like, it's this rock.
All right.
Actually, I would like Ulrich to make a religion roll, please.
Okay. Are you ready for the slow roll? Watch this. Oh. Dang.
11. Hot dang. I thought it would be a nat 1 again.
Friday would be like, aha, see, I told you.
Interesting. So Rohal, Ulrich, he senses, and this is out of character, none of you can know this in character, but he senses the presence of his patron. He senses the presence of Ganadar. He senses the presence in this room with these crystals. And he hears the gibbering laughter echoing through his head.
Are you here to destroy the church?
Didn't plan on destroying a church, but...
See my work done. Make sure it is fully destroyed.
Oh no, looks pretty destroyed. Definitely been abandoned.
And when you say that, the crystals immediately stop vibrating. When you say that in your head psionically, you feel a sense of calm in Ganadar, as if his work has been done, and you've confirmed it for him, in person, across many, many planes.
Can we tell anything's going on with him or not?
Make an
does it
insight
give you-
roll.
does it give
Make
you,
an
like, a
insight
headache
roll.
or something?
I mean,
Make
I
it-
must be. Is he talking in his mind or is he talking like?
I don't know what's going on. I'm
Psionically.
good.
He's doing it psionically in his mind.
All right.
Are they
I-
crystals?
My fucking rolls today. Jesus.
Damn it! They're all going away, aren't they?
There's one here.
I'm gonna
Just-
go pick it up.
Let's just take a look overall.
So Lorien was too distracted, and so is Rohal, very distracted about this wild occurrence in this church that you haven't seen before. And yes, you do obtain... are you touching it?
Yep, I'm picking that shit right up.
Don't you love when a DM says, "Are you touching it?" Like,
Are you
I-
touching it? Okay, that's like...
So it is not vibrating when you approach it. You pick it up, and it appears to be cool to the touch. It is still swirling in colors, but it is not vibrating. It appears smoother than anything you've ever touched before. And you do now have a crystal about the size of your forearm.
Nice. All right, I'll stick that in my bag holding. Clear my throat. Look around.
Hold on,
You're
it's
like-
that magic thing that you were talking about.
Oh, no, it's different with the bag holding.
Okay.
Oh,
And I just want to
hold-
say, out of character, I'm like so fucking pleased that Rad chose to play a warlock whose patron is Ganadar. Like, that is so fucking cool. And I don't know how much you guys knew that out of character.
We
and
didn't
it's-
know that at all.
And I don't mean to be the guy to spoil like out of character surprises, but they are out of
Except
character.
you totally just did spoil it.
I know. Over here you see a statue of Moradin. Moradin is one of the more well-known gods, so you don't even have to do a religion roll to know that. You already did kind of do a roll earlier. And on these papers here you do see some Dwarven writing, which you believe is scripture, but you also see some Dwarven writing and also some common. And you see Moradin's dogma, which is Moradin is the father and creator of the Dwarven race. Honor him by emulating the principles in workmanship and smithing, stonework, and other tasks. Wisdom is derived from life and tempered with experience. Advance the Dwarven race in all areas of life. Innovate with new processes and skills. Found new kingdoms and clan lands, defending the existing ones from all threats. Lead the dwarves in the traditions laid down by the Soul Forger. Honor your clan leaders as you honor Moradin. And you see this as sort of the peaceful worship that many dwarves follow. This isn't anything unusual. This is what you would expect from worshippers of Moradin. Also extremely trashed. There's rubble from the ceiling. The ceiling is opened. There's some wood damage here. Rain must have come in from the hole in the ceiling. The crystals, you imagine, have done quite some work to all areas of this. you can see that it must have been abandoned for some weeks now. So the damage here must have been several days or weeks in the works. Even some bloodstains. Someone must have been standing or hurt by falling debris or crystals rising up from beneath. Very nice, very nice. We got 1, 2, 3. All right. A cool draft of air is blowing up from beneath. It's very cold, very icy, and it's fairly dark down there. You do see a shimmering glow of light. Rohal thinks he may see the shimmering light of a perpetual magical flame, which is a very simple spell that most people know. Many places, taverns and places, use it because it's safer than just open flame. It's more controlled. And it can go on without having dripping wax or anything like that. And yeah, the cool air is blowing straight up. You feel like the draft is open because the ceiling of the building is also broken. So that helps the airflow.
Does it feel ominous in any way?
Well, you have already gone down 2 levels in the church. The first level was about half above ground. The second level was certainly below ground, so you can only imagine that this is going
Pretty spooky.
underground.
It's kind of it's not super spook, but not no spook. It's kind of spook.
Well, is it dark down there, or is it up here that is like bright?
You have sunlight coming into this room through all of the holes in like the wall and ceiling and floor above you. And down there, like I said, you and only you, with those elven eyes, with that roll, you see a little bit of a shimmering light, which you think is perpetual flame spell.
Looks like the dwarves had some secrets.
Alright, you cast fireball. Do it right now.
You are
No?
underground.
What is this here? Is that just like a divot in the wall?
It's a crack in the wall. You see that these walls are badly damaged. You also see, without even rolling anything, that this has a bar across it, a metal bar across the door, and there's a dwarven inscription on the bar. Does anybody here read dwarven?
That is an excellent question.
I don't think I do.
I have comprehend languages.
You can
Ooh.
read things.
Ooh. Are you
Oh,
using
but
comprehend languages or not?
yes,
That's
I will
ritual,
cast.
right?
It is a ritual.
So just stand there for 10 minutes and do that.
Yep. And then it works for 1 hour. So yeah.
Ritual.
Okay, if everyone's comfortable with sitting there for 10 minutes.
I mean, it's not like my favorite.
I
I'm just
can
kidding.
finally
just
comprehend
kidding.
languages for a reason.
Comprehend things, just things,
Yes.
Stuff and things, yes.
something.
Okay, so I can understand it, hearing it and reading it, and it lasts for an hour. And it takes.
hmm So, if everyone is comfortable with kind of chilling out for an hour, would anybody else like to do anything in that hour's time?
No, it's 10 minutes.
Oh, 10 minutes. Sorry. Would
It
anybody
lasts
like
for an
to do
hour.
anything-
but-
Is it, I mean, 10 minutes, you know, people can do stuff. Would anybody like to do anything for 10 minutes? Anybody else want to do any other rituals or anything?
What are the rules on copying spells into a spell book?
As I mentioned last time, they will be the vanilla rules, except the cost will probably be double or triple, just because the money flows a little smoother in my campaign than vanilla.
Since we're in a location like this, I'm gonna throw. Well, while you're doing that, I'm gonna do water walk on all of us.
Cool.
Yeah.
So I wanted to see if I could kind of. Is it possible to like start copying one and then finish it later?
Mm,
Is that a thing I could do?
I'm gonna
can,
say that research is gonna require you to have a block of time, because it's gonna require you to like conduct experiments and research and practice and recite, and just like imagine if you're studying for a test in 5-minute blocks instead of like a 3-hour block of time.
Give you the scroll in anyway, and you'll have it for when you need it.
Cool.
Also, I will give you clarity of mind, 5 of them. Same with Lorian.
Sweet.
So make sure to get that number right. Make sure to delete the right amount and add the right amount, guys. So
5 clarity of mind. Okay.
Cool.
Yeah.
You're each responsible for that.
And let's see here.
Make sure I clarity mind mushrooms or something, just to clarify, because I think there is a clarity of mind like spell, not to be confused with this.
You can send the thing you sent to me, or I can send it to them.
Yeah, that's fine. Just do that because I'm juggling a lot of tabs right now. I'm juggling no less than probably 15 tabs. I'm basically like a game engine right now, which is cool when I'm drinking.
You're a drunk game engine. How do you feel?
The drunk game engine feels great. I'm eating cheese and crackers and ale and dungeon mastering.
You're a drunk game engine with the munchies.
I had a Pokeball. The one like good food place we found in Syracuse so far has been a Pokeball place. Where you can like make your own poke, and I got spicy salmon, tuna, crab salad, wasabi fish eggs, regular fish eggs, sriracha mayo, edamame, cucumber, mango pieces, avocado pieces, garlic crunch.
So I'll inspect the door. Just inspect the like. What do you call it?
How stable it is, or whatever, and the room, how stable it is, and the door, how sturdy it is.
Mic on.
Very good. Make a investigation specifically for that. So you see that there's rubble around, and that some of the walls are cracked, but you see that this hasn't been touched in a very long time. Everything's covered in like dust and sort of rubble, and things seem to be undisturbed. When you see the others step in the dust, they leave very fine footprints, but they are the only footprints that you've seen here for a while in this room here. This Perpetual Flame you believe to be a spell that's been cast. It's somewhat of a simple magic, and these could last for years.
Okay.
But you also see that this door is barred with 2 or 3 bars on it, metal bars, with writing on the center one, in Dwarven, as I mentioned earlier. Once the 10 minutes is up, the 10 minutes are up, Lorien can read them. They're very simple, and they read, do not enter, derelict, abandoned.
It says, do not enter, derelict, abandoned.
I mean, destroyed places do.
I mean, everything here is derelict and abandoned already. It doesn't say magical evil demon or anything like that, so I think we should take a look around. Why not?
Also, I know some churches have a thing against knowledge, so maybe they locked a lot of knowledgeable things.
I mean, I don't know if the Dwarven Smith God does, but you know.
I forgot to mention. I forgot to mention. Rohal. I'm sorry. This is important. I forgot to mention. Rohal also noticed that these stones here were likely fallen from a very quick and dirty masonry work to cover up this entrance here.
As if it was. That. I was literally going to ask that, and I was like,
yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I didn't clarify. That you believe that this was a very simple, like, quick masonry wall was placed here and sort of crumbled away, and just was sort of left untouched. That's what you just discern from it, but you can't tell much more from a 13 roll.
I share this information with a group.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh wait, I should have full health, by the way.
Right,
there we go.
You should all have full health and full spell slots,
I,
except for your usages of whatever the hell you were casting earlier. You cast 2 spells already. One of them was a ritual, one of them wasn't, and Lorien cast a ritual only, if I remember correctly.
I've used Goodberry, Cure Wounds, and Erupt Earth. All right, shall we?
Yes, let's go ahead. Sure. Why?
Has her voice gone back up again, or is it?
Well, this is. I mean, my voice just sounds like my voice, but you know, I definitely sound a little more girl-like.
Okay, I understood.
Yeah, forgive me for not doing the female voices with the voice changers that I've done in the past for female characters as well. It's a lot of effort.
Yeah.
None of you want that in your campaign anyway. Like, nobody wants that. Yeah.
God dang.
Alright, so... Do you lift the bars?
Yes.
Maybe the tank.
Well, I'm gonna inspect them for traps really quickly first.
Very good. Do a... We're going to do...
Investigation?
I always forget. We're gonna do a... That's gonna be, an investigation roll.
Are there any spots that a cat can get?
What's wrong with you today? What the
It's on
fuck?
fire.
There's some pretty sick rolls here today. So with that roll, you see that there are no traps that you perceive on this door.
Nice.
Either arcane or mechanical that you perceive. And it seems like there are 3 simple bars on this large bronze door, and that there are no footsteps here for some time in this particular room.
Looks like it's all clear. Alright, Felminar. Let's get these bars off.
The door opens.
Intriguing.
Okay. Well, I think we should turn right first. What's that? Is that like a dead torch?
Yes.
Okay.
For better sight, I
So I can see.
produce flame, and I also touch the torch with it, so that we, I assume we can carry it with us.
Those are actually bolted into the wall, and it's using a magical light.
Okay.
I'm gonna like take a look around before we walk in here and see if it looks like it's gonna hold up.
Is
Of course.
the ceiling collapsing on it?
I'll do the same up here.
Use an investigation, both of you, for each of your respective rooms.
Oh, I don't know.
So, as you enter this area, you see that these floors are full of all kinds of footprints and are not as dusty and unkempt as the room you entered, which leads you to believe that the room you were in might not have been used for a very long time. However, the area you're in now may have been frequented more. There might be more drafts, perhaps even flooding. You notice that there is a dampness and a dew to the room's condensation, to the walls, to the floors, and you do see all various footprints of boots. Rohal does at least. He sees boot footprints, not so much Lorien. But Lorien, you do think that the room is stable from your perspective.
Rohal, don't split the party now, darling. You might want to. I think we should probably all do this together.
Rohal
Yes,
finds
but-
a well there as well.
It doesn't. We have. Could we go floor per floor? This is the one floor, so I'm thinking like just checking this area.
You look. There was a time, okay, when I went off by myself with just one other person, and these fucking things fell out of the ceiling and almost suffocated us both, and we almost died because everybody else wasn't there with us. So
There was Resolin freaking ran into Yetis.
Stay low.
just come, come.
I'll be right there. As I say that, I take my produced flame and hold it over the well. Do I see anything down the well?
You see that the water is actually only about 3 feet below you. You think that the water is you're pretty close to water level as is, and it appears to be clean, cold, dark, and black.
Alright.
Water.
I wonder if this is, there's a way to the Crimson Coin hideout.
I would like to inspect the prints. Are they? Does it look like it's dried up, like it's being wet and then dried?
Well, there is condensation on top of it. It appears to be that, with an investigation roll, we can see.
Jesus.
You see just all kinds of kind of dust and dirt and mud and condensation, and it appears to be that these footprints are underneath the condensation. But make a nature roll. And you are a wood elf who has spent some time in nature. You respect nature.
Wow.
You can tell, even with a 10, that this condensation is probably perpetual down here. So it's really hard to tell if this condensation, even above the footprints and undisturbed by the footprints, was merely 5 minutes after the footprints, or days after the footprints, or even months. But you can see that there are indeed many more footsteps and footprints than in the room that you were in before, and the room you were in before didn't have as much condensation. And the other room didn't have any footprints, sorry.
I move back over to the other people and tell them that there's a lot of footprints over there, and I think that... Sorry, did I see the footprints go close, like, around the well? And were there, like...
There are many footprints that go in both directions and by the well. And you see some with claws, some with boots, and of various sizes of all.
Yeah. I think there might be some creatures that are still around in these caves. Also, the water over there. There's a well. I think maybe there are creatures that utilize the water as a pathway. Maybe. I'm not sure, but a theory. Anyways, what is that on the wall there?
Looks like a door.
A door. Okay.
Yes.
Shall
Good.
we
We will definitely check that out next. And I'm really wondering if this might lead us to the Crimson Coins. Yes, let's investigate.
I will say before you investigate the door that over here, this stairwell is completely barricaded by a cave-in of rocks and boulders. And this door appears to be bronze, just like this other door here. It's made from the same craftsmanship. It has a handle on it that appears to be unlocked.
Okay. I'm gonna inspect it for traps.
Roll. 15. It appears to be without traps.
Okay. Well, let's open that door then.
Shit, there's a door here too.
This door is closed. This one we haven't opened yet.
Well, yeah.
I mean, this
one.
door's open. I mean,
That's the one I'm.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When the door opens, two swarms of rats come scampering out in fear and toward you and Falminar. So I would like you all to roll initiative.
Oh no!
I'm also going to roll initiative. They come scampering out of all the crates and barrels and all of that.
Oh, we have to select our token before we can.
We have to do that.
Our token?
Yeah, you have to click on yourself to get initiative.
Oh,
Cool.
okay. Well, I mean, I rolled initiative for myself.
That's Falminar's initiative that I just rolled.
Falminar's about to
17.
smack a rat.
That's fine.
Yeah. So
What
mine's
if
5, his is 17.
Okay.
If
So,
Falminar just kill him.
so these creatures are actually rolled as a swarm, as the swarm as a whole, as a creature, so you guys know.
I would hope so. That'd be rolling like 50 rats. That would
Let's
suck.
see, we got Roll Hall with a 19, pretty solid.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have, let's see here, we got Ulrich with I don't know which one
I-
to look
it
at
was a-
there. But honestly, it doesn't even matter because, well, it depends if... So Lorian's is a 5, so is yours a 6 or a 5? I don't get it.
First one was a 6. I was trying to get the initiative tracker to work.
We'll just go with the first one. So you go before Lorian. And then we have... well, Lorian rolled like twice, but we'll just go with the first one.
No,
so it's a 5.
I rolled a 5 for me and a 17 for Falminar.
Oh, 17 for Falminar. Got it. Okay.
Yes, I told you that like 3 times.
Got it. Sorry, I'm just
Drunk
looking over this.
pants.
No, it's not about that. It's like...
Mm.
Alright, so we have the swarm of rats is bolting at Falminar and Lorian. So the first person to act is Rohal.
Get him.
Alright. I take my produced flame and sear, one that would be easiest. Like I throw it in between, like there, basically, to hit the one on the right there. With
Produce
produced
flame. Let me have a
and
little look-see at
two-
that spell.
Two
You can
2d6.
toss it.
Yeah. Creature within 30 feet of you.
That's
Oh,
the
very
one you
nice. Very,
use.
very nice. So keep in mind, before you confirm that these rats are currently taking up the same space. So this one is taking up the same
there.
space that he's in,
Mhm.
and they're taking the same space that she's in.
Okay. Oh, okay.
That's how the swarms work. They are a bit unusual compared to other creatures.
Yeah. Don't really have much else, because a thunder wave would not be a good idea for.
That's a very bad idea.
No, yeah, I mean, like, I have that spell also, but
You could just end all of this right now. I mean, Falminar might be fine. He just tank it. He face tank it. He'll be fine.
He'd face tank the roof too.
I
or-
will say that his armor, if I'm not mistaken, has resistance. Is it to electricity or flame?
Fire.
I should know this. Fire. Yeah. So he has resistance to fire with that special armor that he has.
Okay, well I'm just gonna make it a little bit for sure in this case and do a frostbite on them, so 2d6 instead.
Frostbite on the creature. Okay, let me pull up
Yep.
frostbite. If the description is in your spell slot, you can just cast it and it'll come up in the roll 20
I
thing.
didn't actually. Hold on, I'll pull it up.
Frostbite. Okay, let's see here. A numbing frost form. One creature you can see within range. The target must make a Constitution saving throw on a failed save. Target makes 1d6 cold damage. Oh, okay.
2d6
2d6. So you're casting it at a higher
because
level.
I'm above level 5.
Actually, it works. You have to use a spell slot. Oh,
Oh,
you
no.
reach
Oh,
5th
Frostbite is a
level.
cantrip. No, he's good.
Oh, okay. So no, you are good. You're good. Sorry.
No, yeah,
Cool.
that's just it's permanently at the 5th level stuff. Whenever you cast
Okay.
it.
What is the con save? The con save.
It's 15.
15. Okay. I will say publicly that these rats take a -1 to their con roll. Their con roll is an 11. It's 10. So they take the damage. 6 damage. Very good.
Oh, I should maybe I should do it twice.
That's the one on Falminar, I assume?
Oh right, no, because that was up 2. Sorry.
I'm assuming you're targeting the one by Falminar because he's like super armored and such, or not?
The one on the right, like the one that is going for not for
for Lorian.
Got it.
for Lorian. Yeah.
Advantage on.
All right.
But since it doesn't have a weapon, it won't get a disadvantage because it doesn't have a weapon, right?
Oh yeah, because it's a weapon attack.
Yeah.
I will say that Swarm of Rats has many immunities and resistances, but the frost is not one of them.
Uh-huh.
I mean, yeah, getting cold just kind of happened.
Next, we have the attack on Lorian. These rats are attacking you. We are gonna do bites. They're biting you.
No,
Ah!
you're
They
getting
are
the-
they are swarming all over you, and they are biting. Tell me if does a 15 hit you? What's your AC?
Yes, my AC's 11.
It does hit you. Okay, we are
You
gonna
find
roll for
yourself
the bites now. They are biting you.
Ah!
We have a man overboard with one of my dice. That's okay.
Oh no.
We shall find that.
Even your dice are tipsy.
Even my dice are tipsy. We shall use the on a different dice because that went under my desk, I believe. Let's see here. That is a 11 damage. Jesus, those are some pretty high rolls, to be perfectly blatantly honest with you.
Ugh.
Buff rats.
Yeah,
lot of
I'm
damage.
at 16 health now.
Those are pretty high rolls too, to be fair. All right, so next we have Falminar's move. Do you have his character sheet? Do you have access to that?
Let me see. I do. Let me pull that out so I can put it. I have everybody's character sheet just about. Can he like? Can he smack my swarm without smacking me?
We can attempt that.
Just like golf club swing it, just whoopah.
Yeah, he's within 5 feet of you.
way.
He's within 5 feet of you, so.
Buff smack.
What was the roll? I'm sorry, I'm grabbing my dice still. This is a nightmare.
12 for 14 slashing damage.
Sorry, what was your attack roll? 12?
Mm-hmm.
It actually hits. And how much was that? Sorry?
14 slashing damage.
14 slashing damage. That's a very good hit on him. He slashes several of them off you like a miniature golf game.
Get it off! Get it off! Get it off! Get it off! Get it off!
He does get 2 attacks.
Yes.
He does get 2 attacks. He does. He
smacks
smacks several of them away from you.
Another 14 slashing damage because that was a 25 on his roll there.
He kills the remaining rats. He smashes them to the ground.
And he golf clubs them.
Protection!
Next it is the other rats. The rats that are attacking Falminar, which I doubt they're even going to do any damage to him, to be perfectly frank with you, with that armor that he has. Let's see here.
I mean, not 20, right?
Only Lorian gets that 20.
They do not hurt him at all. They're swarming all over his armor. He is like untouchable with half of the creatures that I throw at you guys.
That's great.
Next we have Ulrich.
It's me.
Who the fuck even is he, by the way?
Sorry, what?
What?
That's for another. That's for later. Yeah, that's for later. No, not already. No, the Thelman.
He's been playing with us since the start, but he just hasn't been around lately.
Yeah.
So he's my bodyguard.
So he's actually so out of character. He's actually a really chill dude from the Spider Lair. He's one of the moderators, staff members, and he plays a half-elf fighter, and he has some pretty dope armor that he earned earlier in the sesh. Like some armor that I probably shouldn't have awarded you guys at that level, but hey, he's basically like he's the beef of the team, like 100%.
Yeah.
He is the ultimate. Didn't he just find a rod of absorption too?
Yeah.
He's like, hey, yeah, no.
He's pretty beefy, but honestly, anything that's supernatural or magical could potentially fuck his world over. Like he was defeated by like a pit one time. Like he couldn't get out of the pit, and like
That's
one time,
true.
and one time he was sent to another dimension. Like, and he was looking at these creatures. Like I don't know if you know them, but they're called the Githyanki, and he was just like looking at them like while everyone else was in combat like on another dimension. So things happen to him.
They're like staring at him, and he's staring at them, and then he gets sucked back into our dimension.
Right? It's like,
thankfully, because they could have fucked his world over big time. He could have had like a whole side plot there.
Yeah.
Like,
so it is Ulrich's move.
Okay, I'm gonna shoot out over there. I hope that's not 30 feet from here to there. I would think it's
5.6 feet.
Sometimes the map.
You're about 15 feet from those rats, and they occupy the same 5-foot square as Falminar. Just so you know, in case you're gonna do some kind of like fireball or some shit.
I didn't plan on doing fireball.
I know. You're a warlock. You can't.
Fireball, I wouldn't have moved. It would have hit all of us anyways, but been screwed. Yeah. Alright, yeah. Do Ray of Frost.
Nice. Ray of Frost.
13 to hit.
Yes, 13 to hit. That is a... Did I just delete my rats? I did. Hold on a second.
Oh no, I deleted my rats.
I deleted my rats.
You deleted my rats.
15 absolutely hits. Yes, it does. So tell me what you're doing.
13.
13 does hit as well.
6. I do 6 cold damage.
6 cold. That is successful.
I don't think I could do anything. There's nothing that would be worth it as bonus action. What else can I do as a bonus? Look.
So you're good?
As far as I.
That's Lorian's move. Lorian, you are 5 feet away.
Oh, okay. All right. It's cool. I'm gonna firebolt the rats.
Tiny.
26. Jesus. But it's 8 fire damage.
Fuck,
Yeah.
you're getting high rolls.
That
there.
blasts several of the rats off him. Several of the rats have been blasted off him there because there's a hell of a swarm there. You just killed maybe 5 of them.
Yeah.
The Falminar, it's Falminar's move.
Oh, okay.
Time
Well,
to die.
Wait,
Jesus Christ.
wait, hold on. Didn't he attack already?
it's the next round.
We've
It's
gone.
another round.
We've gone.
The rats that
we've
would
gone
have
through
gone
the
first
rounds.
already died.
We've gone
I
through
was
the
the
rounds.
first.
Oh no,
Wait,
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I-
I'm
Oh,
sorry.
wait, yeah.
I'm sorry. It's Rolho.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. It's Rolho's turn now. It's Rolho's turn. My apologies.
Get him.
Go ahead, Rolho.
I mean, he can do that
Right,
which
you're
he
like,
just
I mean,
did, and
No,
he's
it's-
probably
no,
gonna
no,
kill
no,
them.
No, my scribbled notes overlooked you. It's your move. Go ahead.
Okay, very well. I'll go ahead with another one of the thingamabobbers. Is sec.
Like,
Yeah, I just need to expand the spell thing. There we go. And how do I roll this now? Like
You-
here.
spell.
Say again?
Click the spell.
It's
I
a
clicked it
constitution.
now,
No,
right
well,
there.
yeah, but it's a Constitution saving throw for the rats. Tell me one more time what they have to beat.
15.
Ooh,
You
their
should-
-1 made their 15 roll a 14, so they do indeed get affected by it.
Got him.
much damage is
Well,
that?
otherwise they take half damage. Slash 2d6 7 again.
Several of them fall off of his armor, and you see a frost go across his armor without harming him. Falminar
Okay,
it
and
is.
then his attack, which
now it
was
is now it is Falminar's move.
which was 13 damage.
Oh, because you rolled that out. Okay.
On that 20
So-
again.
Right, a nat
Yep.
20.
The 13 damage is actually a is this which weapon is he using? A slashing weapon?
Yeah, slashing battle axe. Mhm.
Yes, these creatures have resistance to that, so they take half of that. They are still alive and swarming around him, but there's only a few of them left. Next are the rats' turn. They
Good.
are
They
attacking
attack.
him again.
Val didn't get his second attack.
Oh yeah,
Um,
he gets a second attack.
Oh, go for it! Go for it! Go for it!
Ooh.
Aw.
He cannot swipe at them as they're crawling all over him, and they cannot bite him either because of his armor. he is so well armored. Next it is Alric's turn.
Alright. Part 2. This is pew.
Electric Boogaloo.
Electric. Ray of Frost 2. Cold Boogaloo. 28 to hit.
That
Nice.
hits.
And
That might even hit like a dragon of some sort. Yeah. No, they are all frozen and fall off him. You guys are all using frost. Nice. That's a good move. They are all dead and frozen.
I used fire because that's what I had, but it worked okay.
It worked fine.
And in hindsight, Rohal sees that some of these footprints resemble that of swarms of rats and larger rats as well.
Is
Not
it-
I
just
don't
like-
boots.
Out of character, I don't like this. We're gonna fight some ROUSs. Hell yeah.
All right, I see a chest at the end of this way, don't I?
You do.
I'm gonna mage hand it open.
Okay.
Hey, you remember? I'm nice.
Make a
can-
perception roll.
Is it locked?
Thing.
Anyone got knock?
No.
Yeah,
Oh, well.
but we don't.
If we're not gonna use it if we don't have to.
I'm just wondering.
It is not locked. It opens with mage hand. Even though it is actually really heavy and takes you like 2 minutes to even lift the chest, open it with mage hand. How long does mage hand last for?
1
Well,
minute. You gotta toss it twice.
I can also use my mage hand to help lift it.
Well, I'm just wondering how long does it last though. I'm just curious.
1 minute.
1 minute. Okay, so you use it like 2 times to get it fully
Yes,
open.
can.
So it's very stiff. the opening, and inside of it, from where you're standing with that keen elven eye, you see there to be lots of just rotten and chewed through food, drinks, everything spoiled by the rats. And you also see certain robes that were there, but they have all been chewed through because there were food in the pockets. They were not magical, but certain clothing that would have been potentially interesting, but all chewed through. And also the crates have all kinds of breads and foods that have been spoiled and chewed through by all these rats.
Nom nom.
But probably hantavirus up in this shit too.
And you see rat feces scattered about the floor as well.
Oh, it's disgusting.
Can I
Never
see
mind.
any light coming from under here?
You cannot. It is completely sealed by clay and rubble,
Alright.
moistened by the dampness of this place. You imagine that this place could have been flooded throughout the tides or throughout certain hurricanes. Very close to sea level.
Understood. Alright.
Alright, why don't we go
So-
back this way, huh?
Yeah. There is a door here on the right, correct?
Yes. Yes.
That is
Speaking
correct.
of Rohal, do you happen to have a easy to cast healing spell that you could toss on me? That-
Sure.
Those rat bites really hurt.
You get healed. I'm gonna use the D&D Beyond. 17.
17 damage?
Dang.
Well, hot damn, I'm back
Yeah,
at full health
17
and
healed.
then some. Nice.
Oh.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
No
Much better.
problem. Yeah, because 2d8 plus 4.
Yeah, nice.
You cast the second level.
Yeah.
Big heal.
Yeah, it was a big heal. That was like way more than I needed. But it works.
How much did you need?
11, so, you know.
Okay. I inspect this door.
This door appears to open with ease, and it is made of bronze as well. There isn't even there aren't any door handles on it. You can even peer through the crack if you choose to.
I peer through the crack. Do I do perception roll?
That's what you see through the crack. You see the same stone floors that you saw before, not as frequented, cobwebs, some condensation, but you also see a broken floor that goes down slightly.
That doesn't look very safe.
Well. And what doesn't look safe?
Or, oh, that was just you looking through. Never mind.
It looks completely safe.
It looks totally fun. I don't know what you're talking about. You should just charge right in.
We should carefully open the door.
Do you do that? I feel like I'm reading these D&D memes. Like the DM says, you open the door. How do you open the door? No, I'm kidding.
Thalmor, would you mind coming open the door for us?
My God, Falminar's like the door opener for dungeons.
Yes.
The door opens with ease. You see an empty and destroyed chest on the side, lots of cobwebs, and you also see who else enters the room besides Falminar opening the door? Because he has a helmet that's obscuring his view a little bit right now. You know what I'm saying?
I'll like lean. I'll lean in.
Okay. So make a perception roll.
Okay.
People leaning in and shit. This is hilarious. 21. You see that there is a way under here, and it only goes about a foot under the wall. You can crawl under there with great ease. It's a little damp, just because this whole place is damp. But this room appears to be barren otherwise. Nothing else is in here.
So it looks like it's opened up there. Is it like rock or is it dirt?
So you have the masonry here that's crumbled away, and underneath it is sort of like rock and dirt, which you would think is somewhat eroded from water. You feel like water damage actually destroyed the grout between the stones and the stability there that allows you to crawl under the wall. And you see that there's an opening there.
Is it easy to pass through, or would it be...
It will require you to crawl through. It appears to be stable ground.
Okay.
See, now this is where Cedric would turn into a lizard or something.
Is it big enough for a cat to fit through easily?
It's probably big enough for us to fit through, but you know, I don't know about Palmer.
I could just turn into something.
Cool,
What is good fast through small crevices and shit like that?
I mean, I would recommend either a cat or a lizard or a spider, but it's up to you.
Hold on.
You decide.
I was thinking of the other one, the
what is that one called?
If I may, I would like to summon my cat, my familiar that I got, and send him in the hole.
So is he in the pocket dimension already summoned?
He's just been in the pocket dimension. He's been
Yes,
vibing.
you can summon him from the pocket dimension, and you may send him through.
Have
Your
you
cat
heard of
vanishes through the hole. Go ahead, Rohan.
Have you heard of a marten?
Yeah, like a pine marten.
Martens are a type of weasel, are they not?
Yep, they're musculated.
Yeah.
I was thinking one of those. Not really sure if they have any.
Before you did that, Ulrich already sent his cat through the hole.
No. All right.
Which you know very well as a druid that he can see through his familiar's eyes, and possibly through the ears. I'm not sure about that one. You're gonna need to look that up.
Yeah, you can see and hear through it, but you lose your own sight and hearing.
So are you doing that as it moves, or once it goes through?
I'd probably like sit down in a corner, preferably not on cobwebs, and then do that as it goes.
Okay, so once it does that, you see a little bit from its position as it rises over the ledge. That's what you see from your position. You see a level ground here, a level ground here, and you see a large pit here, but you cannot see across the pit from where you're sitting.
This like slowly. Well, is there anything like any big spiders or anything? More swarms of rats? I don't know.
Make a perception roll as your cat.
A cat? What the heck is
what
that?
What is your cat's? What is your cat's? What is the damn modifier for that?
Look up what kind of cat it is, and then you just take that. I would like to inspect the webs and see if they're very like thick side. Actually, that's maybe a nature.
Yeah, make a nature roll. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Does this have anything to do with smell?
They appear to be a combination of normal spiderwebs and cobwebs, and they have condensation, and they only appear to be a certain level above the ground, which you determine to be because of flooding that happens frequently here. It destroys any cobwebs or spiderwebs.
Are they like thicker though?
They are not thicker than normal cobwebs and spiderwebs. They appear to be just regular.
What's the difference between a cobweb and a spiderweb?
Cobwebs are usually older and abandoned, and could be just like dust that's collected, not just made by spiderwebs.
Would this perception roll have anything to do with smell?
No.
Oh, that's fair.
Your perception was did you make it? No, you didn't make it yet.
D20.
So you see in here, so with a 19, I'm actually going to expand your visibility a little bit, right over here. You see that there is, revealing, a hallway here. And you also see a stairwell that goes, not a stairwell, but some steps that go down this way. And you see that, you hear that there's nothing to be heard here. Just the wind howling, because the wind is kind of blowing through these tunnels, up through the crevices of different door cracks and things.
Anything interesting over there?
Not. I mean, there's definitely stuff. There's a hallway. There's some steps. There's nothing alive, as far as I can tell.
So should we, since this is a bit of a pickle to just crawl through, maybe we should check out the other side of the little area back behind us, and also could I take a look at the crushed chest or destroyed chest? Are there any
Make an investigation roll.
On there? Well, since I already did one, we can just go with 15 there.
Yeah, you can actually. There you just find an old bent dagger, and that's all you find is a bent dagger. And you imagine it's left behind because the blade was sort of damaged beyond repair, or at least beyond easy repair.
Understood. So I suggest we go back out and then we crawl through once we've inspected the area behind us a little bit more. Sounds good. Yes? No?
I don't know if I can hear you or not, because I'm through my cat right now.
Good point. You can hear the echoing faintly.
If I poke him,
I would feel it.
He should feel
okay.
it, yes.
I can still move. I just can't see.
I will pat you on your shoulder.
And its eyes like ungloss over, just. Yeah.
Hello. Hi. So I was thinking that we head back and check the area behind us. Is there anything interesting on the other side of that wall?
More empty rooms, staircase that goes down in a hallway.
Very well, interesting. Also a door? Question mark? Because maybe you're not mentioning that. Whatever. Okay. Interesting.
Hallway.
Okay. Well,
if I saw the door, then I would mention the door.
Well, we can come back to this later if we don't find something interesting going the other way.
That's what I mean. Because it's a bit like of a hassle crawling through there, right? So I'm thinking just we'll be right back here in a minute.
Maybe.
Yeah, my
narrator. They never went that way again.
They never went that way.
They died.
Right over here to the left. It seems like it's clean water in there.
Drink it and find out.
Close to the surface.
Drink it and find out.
All right. I use my cantrip, shape water, and throw it at him. Just kidding. I don't.
No.
Oh, you.
You know, I actually. This is gonna sound crazy, but you gave us water breathing. Oh, you also gave us water walking. So, can you swim if you got water walking?
Yeah, if you decide to. I think that if you don't. Wait, hold on. I can't recall how that works. I looked that up actually.
Is it just like walking around even when you're underwater?
If you want to, you can also walk. Hold on. This spell grants you the ability to move across any liquid surface such as water, acid, mud, snow, quicksand, or lava. As if it was harmless solid ground. It's crazy, right?
Oh, never mind.
Creatures crossing molten lava.
If you're submerged, it'll carry you to the surface at a rate of 60 feet per round.
Yeah.
Is that regardless?
But you can prevent that by holding on to the sides of the.
But, I mean, it's for willing creatures. If you have water walking, it appears to push you to the surface through transmutation magic. But if you're not willing, and if it's a spell, you can stop it. But if you have some kind of item that's giving it to you, it seems like you need to remove that item if you want to submerge with ease.
But it's them overall. But what I mean is, if they decide to push themselves downwards through the sides, even though they're getting pushed up, then they just counteract the.
Wait, can I, out of character, can I just get like a refresher? Like, who has water walking right now? Like, who's got water walking?
We all do. We all have water walking, and we all have water breathing.
I thought you had water breathing. Well, you have water walking for an hour. You spent about an hour cooking those mushrooms, didn't you?
No. Here, I made water walking here.
I see.
So,
okay, so what I'm gonna say is that would be a matter of if you can grab things on the side and drag yourself down with strength checks.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. Like,
you got freaking like pool noodles on your feet.
We should be able to do that.
An odd situation.
Or we can say it like this. No, it's just specifically creatures. It's not items, is it?
Yeah. So I'm gonna take off. I'm gonna take off like all my clothes except my chonies and my weapon and all my stuff. And
you're not wearing a bra at the moment, Lorien.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck. And I'm gonna jump into the. I'm gonna jump into the.
I did not see these features before, girl. Whew.
That's
you.
Well, you know, sometimes you feel like having nuts and sometimes you don't. And I jump into the well.
Do you really have a choice in the matter?
No! Echoes.
Look,
I feel like the air bubbles come up and then it's just no from the pot.
And I'm gonna try and pull my way down the well.
all right.
Okay.
I'm looking at Ulrich saying, "How wish he turned? What? Do you know more? What?"
Ulrich doesn't know shit. That's great. Fominar knows, but
Look at it, Thalmor. Do you know what that was? Is it a common recurring thing, or what is this?
Yep.
Just yep.
That's all you get.
Just
Long
yep.
as I get paid. Okay, so I got dark vision and I can breathe the water, Steve, and I'm pulling myself down the well. Do I?
Pull noodles on you.
So
Am I seeing?
make a. We're gonna use a dexterity check to see if you can grasp anything on the sides of the well to even pull yourself down with.
Do?
Falmadar could just do a big cannonball and just plunge right to the bottom.
So, although much of this place has been crumbled away because of the masonry, the well is designed to withstand water, and this is ancient dwarven masonry, and much of it was not designed to withstand water. So you believe that maybe something caused water to reach these areas that were never originally meant to reach these areas. But the well itself is very smooth on all sides, so you're having a very hard time grasping the different sides. And your buoyancy caused by the magic of water walking is causing you to rise more than you normally would, even if you were trying to dive down here without that magic pulling you up.
You could do the thing where it's like you push like against the wall, try to just push yourself against it.
Yeah, like can I brace myself or?
Actually, you can try to hold your hands on one side and your legs on the other side with an acrobatics.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Yeah.
We're gonna do an acrobatics.
Oh, damn it!
So, being that you're actually quite tall, and this is actually a pretty narrow well, you're actually able to do it pretty fairly, but you're moving at a very slow rate. So you have water breathing as well. So you're able to make
for the
your
next
way,
day. So
you make your way a little bit. You're able to make your way little by little.
Water.
You see nothing but darkness and just the well and water. You can progress. So
yes, I'm gonna progress.
That'll take some time.
Is she feeling like there's still a well going down, or is it still like?
Yeah, it's still a well. She's gone down about 10 feet already, and it continues to go down further and further. It's getting very cold as you do so, but not to the point where you're taking damage. You can continue. Make an athletics check now, because now you're fighting against this magic that is trying to pull you up while you're. So you're basically using your core strength, right? Because your hands and your feet are holding you firmly to the walls, but your core and the rest of your body is being pulled by this magic. So your core is you're trying to stabilize your abs as you're basically keeping your body firm as you're going down this.
Remember, I'm the one that grappled the captain to submission.
Yeah. I'm hovering my produce flame above the well, so we're trying to see her.
That helps. That helps her see, but not you so much, because she uses
dark. Well, I'm trying both for me and for her.
Yeah. What were we gonna say, Ulrich?
Can I cast a message to ask her now? If just like, do you want some more light? It's kind of dark.
Do you want daylight down there?
She can see the dark side. Sorry, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Yeah, I've got dark side. I could see. I got dark vision, but.
If you want
walking water is a pain in the ass.
I wonder why.
But I am the strongest wizard, and I will do this.
I also said that.
I can't communicate, actually, so never mind.
Make a perception roll, Lorian.
Okay.
I'm the only one that can talk to you, and it's only one.
Fuck yeah!
25 is pretty great.
See all the things.
So where you are, you see that 20 feet ahead of you, there is no longer dwarven masonry, and there's just natural stone, natural crevices, and it's a natural. You can tell from where you are that it is indeed a natural, just water source. And your muscles are also aching quite a bit for doing this for so long, with the magics pulling you up the whole time, and you're trying to keep your core strength centered while your hands and feet are stabilized on the walls of the well. Like I said, your core strength is constantly trying to pull you upward. So you're exhausted, and you do see that this is just a natural water well. It's coming straight from the Dwalin Mountains, you perceive. Although although Gryhold itself is down sort of on the lower lying lands, you imagine that there is lots of fresh water still seeping down through these rocks from the Gryhold Mountains, from the Northern Dwalin Mountains. There's nothing more to it than this is just this is genuinely a well, you perceive.
Okay, yeah, I mean, so I don't see anything glittering at the bottom or anything like that.
You just find a bunch of, like,
do not, unfortunately.
Okay, alright, well...
Is it like a bigger cave, or...?
It actually gets smaller and smaller, and it's more so like water, what's the word? Like the crevices where fresh water comes from through, like...
Yeah, okay.
Oh, so it's like a spring.
Water veins,
Gotcha.
yeah, that's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well I guess I'm gonna just let myself float back up then.
Hate to be that buzzkill, but sometimes a well is just a well.
Hey, 60 feet per round. How long is a round?
6 seconds.
6 seconds.
Yeah. So...
I'm just gonna pop back up.
She's only gone about 40 feet, so it'll take less than 6 seconds for her to rise up.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like the speed that you're rising is like quite
rapid. Well,
yeah.
There's I don't believe well, in vanilla D&D I don't know if there's actual mechanics for rising through depths, and I'm also gonna just sort of chalk it up to elven fucking strength. I don't know. She's good.
Yeah.
Well, the water breathing also should sort of kind of help neutralize any like effective pressure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So I pop up.
So as long as you bring
very, very important news. This is a well, and then I pull myself out of the well, sopping wet, drenched and slightly shaking, and start putting my clothing on.
It is indeed quite cold, and the nips are very hard.
What do you say?
That was a D&D thing. The nips are indeed hard.
Yes, you could cut fucking mithril with my nipples right now.
They can't be used as melee weapons, but they are indeed cold.
Slashing damage.
Piercing damage.
Being the druid I am, not hanging around a lot of good lookers, I give her another look. And also increase the intensity of the produced flame to heat her up.
Thank you. And I wiggle my eyebrows at him, and try and like rub some warmth into my chest. She boobed boobily.
Boobly, okay.
And you can't see, but I was doing hand motions at my desk. Anyway. Yeah, so that was.
Alright, he does that. I'm just gonna. Like... Alright, you're not dead. Give you a pat on the back. Alright, there you go. That's your workout for the day. Cool.
Yes.
Anything? Alright, anything interesting down there?
No. It's nice fresh water probably from the Dwalin Mountains, spring fed. There's nothing down there.
Alright. Yes, by the fact that she is drinking, it is cold.
Wouldn't it have been cool if there was?
Man.
It would have been really cool if we...
I'm gonna, since I had stripped, by the way, I'm gonna take this opportunity to change into my dress.
You can do that.
Because why not? Yep.
Steel plates on it, it'd be awesome.
It takes about like 2 minutes to put on.
Yeah. I was gonna check these stairs. Perception? Investigation?
It's not a stair, but it's a small little wooden bridge. They appear to be strong enough to carry your weight and that of another at least 2 people at a time. They seem to be made fairly strength wise. The drop between is only about 15 feet. It's damp down there. It's kind of mud.
Felnor steps on it, instantly shatters because it's too much beef. The beef is strong.
You see a small door here. It appears to be unlocked from your look.
Ooh, and there's stairs.
Peek through the keyhole.
You can peek through. Well, it's not a keel, but you can peek through the crack. Actually, there's a small crack between that.
All right.
More webs, great.
Yes, more webs. Fulmar. That's it.
Waiting
Would
for
you,
David
do you mind?
gets tired of it and he just starts like just breaking the door down. Just
Falmanar actually walks up and kicks the doors open as he sees that they open that way.
beef.
And the doors open with ease. This area you see leads to the area which Ulrich's cat has already been through, except it's the other side of the doors that he saw.
Well, we'll get back there in a minute. There was a stairwell down you said earlier, didn't you?
Yeah.
So let's maybe go up here and check this area before we head over there.
You can see that there's about a 15-foot jump across this ravine to some crumbled stairs that are damaged. But if you're able to get the other side, it appears that the landing is somewhat stable with some pebbles and rubble there.
What about these boxes right here?
They're boxed.
Make a perception roll on the boxes and crates.
Wouldn't it be investigation, wouldn't it be?
Are these stair things balanced or are they secured?
I got a 24.
They are boxes.
Well, as you look through them and kind of rummage through, you see that there is some spoiled alcohol in this and this. It's gone bad. It smells quite putrid, and even the rats haven't gotten to it. And in some of these crates, you see straw. Things must have been transported in them, and now they are empty. These were used for transportation of goods, potentially fragile goods, but now they are empty and used as just empty transportation crates.
Understood.
Are the stairs that take you across the other ravines? Are they set in stone or
perception?
Oh, screw
I actually have an idea
I
here.
don't know.
They are stairs.
They the stairs that are intact appear to be stable, but there is a lot of pebble and rubble that may have crumbled from the ceiling on them, which may make your footing unstable, and the areas between them you're completely uncertain, like what that substance is. If it's smooth, soft, hard, wet, you can't tell.
Well, I meant these things here.
What things?
Are they?
Describe.
These things that bridge the gaps over here?
Oh, what was your question about those? I'm sorry.
Are they just balanced across, or are they affixed into place?
They're just balanced across, but they seem to be kind of weighty. They have a weight to them, so they're sort of like, they probably weigh like a good 40 to 50 pounds.
All right.
40 to 50 pounds.
Beef boy.
I mean, Falmanar could probably like pick that up.
You all walked across them with ease. They seem to be quite stable. I mean, if you were to try to push them, you could indeed move them and have them fall, but they're stable.
I have an idea here anyway. So what I did down there was bring wood shaped water. I'm bringing water. So I placed the water so that it's on the ledge there and it's frozen, and then I run back down again.
I'm sorry, shaped water. Let me look that up.
Oh, he's gonna make a big old ice bridge.
And then I'm bringing another. For fuck's sake. Edit token. No, thank you. I'm just gonna do this. There we go. And
so this is an instantaneous ability. So let's see. You instantaneously move. 5 feet in direction. It's a cantrip. So this is like an instantaneous thing. This change lasts for an hour. This is for changing the water's opacity. Let's see. If you freeze
you
the
can
water,
have no more than 2 of instantaneous effects active, but if it's frozen.
But it's not like something. Well, you can do it over and over and over again, but to connect them together.
Yeah.
I don't think you can potentially do that with a cantrip. I hate to burst your bubble, but to use a cantrip to continually move water and connect them like Legos or something together.
Okay, fine. Like this then. So we have water walking.
Just make a sheet of water, like a super thin sheet of water, and just walk on it.
Yeah.
and hope we don't fall.
Would that be fine, Steve?
Making a sheet of water with the cantrip.
Or that?
That's definitely stretching what this cantrip can do. Let me see.
But
You
then again,
instantaneously
we
move
could
a
also
message
just do it
over.
like this. Use it. I just have it floating in the air while this cube or whatever, and the rest of the people just take a step over it and then over, or like take a little skip over it.
Make a nature roll.
Nature.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus. Wow. It's a +5. Twice in a row. Yeah?
Well, with a 7, you can see that this crevice here is even deeper than the 5 feet of water that you saw here, which means that within the crevice, you imagine it to be water. You've seen lots of condensation in this place. You saw evidence of water damage. You believe that with shape water, you might be able to lift some of the water.
Oh, okay.
Some of it. Maybe enough to make 1 or 2 pedestals to jump across, but not enough to make a bridge. Because there's spells like Control Water that would do something like that are much higher level. So to say that you can do that with a cantrip is definitely stretching.
Yeah.
But to make maybe 2 pedestals of ice is something I will allow.
I mean, it could make a wall of water. That's a little bit excessive, though.
Overkill.
I mean, the wall of water wouldn't help you get across.
Well, it's basically just like a multiple foot thick wall of water. You on it.
How much
How it all work?
Yeah.
Sorry, say that again?
How far of a fall is it?
It's about a 15-foot fall there, but it gets very tight, like crooked. Out of character, a 15-foot fall would be over 1d6 damage if you just straight up fall.
Yeah.
If you swan dive, you take 1d10 damage.
But the principle still stands. If I just hold the cube suspended in the air while the other people just make a skip over there.
The thing is, it's instantaneous, so it happens and it's over. So it's like if you're moving the water, you're moving it and it's over. So the spell duration is not like you can do it for a minute, you can do this. It happens and it's done. And whatever you have done
is its concentration up to. Never mind. I'm looking at wall of water. Fuck me. Okay, there we go. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So in this instance, duration is actually very important.
Well, you can cause the water to form into shapes. Okay.
If you think about it, 15 feet is almost like 2.5 lengths of you or I in real life laying down. If you have a running head start as an athletic adventurer, it should be pretty doable unless you slip or really fuck up.
Or you just have on like 80 pounds of armor, Kalmanar.
Considering my general rolls today, it's been like, I don't know.
I love how out of all the things I throw at you guys, like a 10-foot or 15-foot pit is like always, it's always like the biggest fucking issue, and I love it. I'm gonna keep giving you those to you challenges.
I mean, I could get across, but I don't know about the rest of you.
Let's just take the fucking.
I will say out of character that Lorien has what is it? What is that disc that like holds weight and just like?
Tensor's floating disc does not does not hover over.
I forgot.
crevasses.
I keep forgetting it doesn't hover. I keep forgetting it doesn't hover.
But I've been waiting for a chance to speak.
Go on.
Because I have an owl familiar, I can send it flying up to see if it's worth all this effort.
Sounds good.
That's probably a better idea.
Yeah, so I take my familiar and, look through its eyes and listen through its ears. Let's
it hasn't been killed, has it? Last time when
nope,
the arrows were
never
being
been.
thrown?
Nope.
So I assume you remembered to put it in the pocket dimension last time.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Yes, you say with confidence.
Yes, I always do.
Just like I don't know what's happening.
Very good. So it flies forward, and how far would you like it to fly? Tell me beforehand.
I want it to fly over to here.
Did you sit down, or are you just standing blind and deaf?
I'm sitting.
I figured you're just standing there, just like wobbling repeatedly. You're just on Falmanar. Falmanar just has you over his shoulder.
It's got like one hand.
It does a breathe. It does a breathe, fly, and back again. You see that there are stairs that go up a little bit, and there's kind of like a little pyre there that's like cold and not lit. And there's three different paths, 2 hallways and 1 door.
Okay, it does seem worth crossing this. There's 3 different ways we can go up there. And there's a weird unlit pyre. Which we could totally use.
First? Because the other path is probably easier to cross.
Sure. Well, if we want to go down first, then, you know, we could do that.
And it's only like, these stairs only go down like 5 feet of depth. It's not like they're going down like a whole level of whatever.
So is this door open?
This, I mean, you guys didn't ask, but yeah, the door just opens, yeah. You're good.
I just assumed.
Busted open, just freaking Kool-Aid Man through that door.
Oh, bam! Yeah, with all my strength.
Just freaking kicks it to some, but alright.
Alright, peeking down these stairs, what do we see?
More stairs.
This place should not be lit up, should it?
It's magical fire.
Well, you are an elf, so you have dark sight.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry, dark vision. I keep using hunt terms. You actually see this with no issue. You see that it is a little room here that appears to be safe.
Appears to be safe. The DM said it appears to be an empty room.
My goodness, look at that big empty room.
It appears to be empty.
I look at the ceiling. Are there any stalagmites?
I love when people ask about ceilings because people never appreciate ceilings. I would like you to make a perception roll.
She learned from the Dark Mantle.
I learned from the Dark Mantle.
You did learn from the Dark Mantle. You actually, having experienced Dark Mantles, are a little more perceptive toward Dark Mantles now. You don't see any Dark Mantles here. You don't see stalactites either. You see kind of just like bedrock and stone above you. You imagine that the chapel and the church above you must have been on some pretty solid ground. Whatever masonry was done here was not... They did not do as fine work with the ceilings as they have done with the walls and the floors, which you lead to believe that perhaps the flooding must have damaged those ceilings. And it's very uncharacteristic of Dwarven masonry to be done here. You imagine that maybe they started a project here and just never finished it. So this is somewhat what you see unfinished Dwarven work here. This hole here is just like a little hole, like a little broken inlay. It doesn't go down any further than a foot or 2. It's just dark.
Oh, okay.
Next thing we know, 100 spiders jumps out of it.
You do see regular spiders here, not like giant spiders or anything, but like you see the regular spiders.
Fireball.
Regular spiders.
Fire. Yes.
Cast fireball.
All right.
Closes it.
This door here.
Yes, it is shaped similarly to the other doors, and there are no handles on it.
Well, you're gonna do the.
Oops,
thing.
that was performance. That was wrong.
Good job.
So these doors are a little bit heavier and thicker than the others. Yeah, he needs to make a strength roll if he attempts to open these.
Well, I'm looking through the crack.
Oh, you're looking through the crack. This one does actually have a crack. Some doors in certain places do not. But this one is actually a little bit tighter than others, so you're only going to be able to see...
Oh, I got a nat 20. First time today.
This is a tighter door than the others and heavier than others.
Shit, face. Okay.
You see part of a skeleton, and you can't see what is happening to its arms or what else. You just see its legs, its torso, and its head.
Yo guys, there's a skeleton in there.
And you also see, I mean, 27 is insane. You also see that it's sitting in a pool of water, and you also see some shredded paper on the ground in front of it, on the stone.
There's some paper in front of it, and it's in water, the skeleton. I'm intrigued. Let's break it open.
Okay.
Yes, with that dialect.
So what is his strength? Because he
we're
has
gonna have
different...
Falminar open it?
Oh, I thought he was opening it. Whatever his strength modifier is. So what is his strength modifier?
Who knows?
4.
So it's +4. So is that 19? Oh, okay. So he has.
Well, 19 is his strength, I guess. But yeah.
So
yeah, that rolled with the +4, so it's 19.
It was also a 19.
Okay, that's actually good enough to open this. So this is opening up. Okay. Okay. So all of you make an intelligence. A perception roll.
Perceptive boy, maybe. No, not
23.
It's a room. That's what I
I
said.
see y'all.
You see what appears to be human bones wearing ragged kind of clothes with arrows protruding from it. His arms are chained to the wall. It appears that this man has been shot. Man or woman has been shot while chained to the wall. And you see many pieces of ripped paper on the stone floor here before this man. You see some crusted over blood. You're not sure how long the blood has been there unless you make a medicine roll. And it has been mixed with some water and condensation and a little bit of flooding there.
How long's the blood been there?
With a 16, you're not sure.
Oh, damn.
Meanwhile,
Alright, I'm gonna inspect the shredded paper. What were you gonna say?
6 perception. I'm just like, there's a lot of stone. That's all I got.
Roll Hall, even with an 18. So with an 18, you just see some broken down stuff. There's nothing of value in there. It's just broken, rotted away wood. This wood has been rotting away. These were originally crates, but the water damage has eaten away at them. And you see the same thing that these others see. Lorien is inspecting the paper, so I need you to make specifically an investigation on that roll.
Investigation.
I'm sorry. So investigation. I'm sorry. I originally meant to say.
I was looking at the torn up paper.
Okay, so initially we're going to do an investigation. With a 24, that's exceptional. That's actually really damn exceptional.
On that one.
I'm rolling so hard.
So yeah, your rolls are insane. I'm gonna give this one to you because originally I was supposed to do an intelligence roll, but since you got a 24th investigation, I'm gonna give it to you. Let me pull that up for you. You actually are able to piece together all of these pieces.
Nice.
Here we go.
And I got my comprehend languages.
And it's actually in common. It's in common. So the note you actually take it actually takes you a few moments, even a few minutes, to piece together all the pieces. You are a wizard. You are no stranger to inscriptions, words, putting things together, puzzles, and whatnot. And it says, I have discovered a terrible truth. The royal echelon and king himself have been replaced by something unnatural. They are not who they say they are. In the moonlight, I saw several of the royal elite guards remove their bronze helmets and change into something horrible. I must warn you, this information is dangerous. Be sure that it swiftly reaches the Harlequin. He will know what to do.
Oh, that's important, I think. Okay, I'm gonna carefully put these pieces of paper in my pack after showing it to everybody.
Okay, so that goes into your pack and only your pack. You can call it Informant's Letter. It is currently in several pieces, like at least 10 or more pieces, maybe 15 to 20 pieces. But you were able to kind of piece it together on the stone floor. But they're still in pieces, be aware of that.
I can put it back together.
Oh, can you? Yes, please do that.
Is that mending?
Yes,
or what
mending.
Mm-hmm. Okay, cast mending, and you do indeed piece it together, and you no longer see even tears in the paper itself. Nicely done. Mending is actually, this is a really good usage of mending. Damn.
Mending is really good.
That's a sick usage of it. I never even thought of that. That's awesome.
Magic, you imagine that is the first time using
now,
it.
Does this skeleton... Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. A question is, like, why would these... Like, what is the scenario right here? A person got shot with arrows for having these letters, and it seems like it's like moss and algae in the water, is it?
He was found out. The people that replaced the king found out and chained him up and murdered him here and tore up his...
How long ago though? Because this seems like it's been ages.
That I don't have the answer to. I don't think any of us have the answer to that. Right?
So you guys rolled medicine for how long the blood coagulated, and unfortunately nobody rolled high enough. But you can do.
I never ran medicine. There was only one of us ran medicine.
Oh, so roll a medicine then.
Oh, roll medicine, sure.
Bleh.
That's a little low.
There we go.
20. This must have been only several days ago.
Oh, okay.
Wait, is it skeletonized then? The body has been turned into a skeleton?
So with Ulrich's medicine, he also notices some charring, something that you wouldn't have noticed right away. Some charring and some also rending and some scratch marks on the bones as well. And with a 20, he actually notices that there could have also been some rats feasting upon whatever was left behind.
Yeah, that'll do that.
So I'm gonna look at the skeleton and see if there's anything like a piece of jewelry or signet or anything that might identify this person.
So I'm gonna have you do an investigation for that one.
Okay.
Not bad of a roll. You see that they're wearing, I would say, merchant clothes, but nothing beyond that. They're not royal. There's no indicative jewelry or anything that's like particularly outstanding or identifying. And you imagine that whatever they might have had that was of value could have been removed easily from whoever did this to them.
Okay. From the door back here, I yell, inspect the arrows and see if we can identify a particular weapon, maybe, or something.
Fire.
It looks like an arrow. I mean, I'll look at the arrows, but like people don't usually put a maker's mark on arrows.
I mean, sometimes they have fancy.
Natural one.
Arrows shoot.
So Lorien, although she has experience with bows and arrows, she's not particularly. She hasn't used them at all in this adventure. She doesn't use them often, and they don't stand out to her in any way.
I do magic things, not arrow stuff, so.
Arrows go shoot, shoot go boom. Maybe.
Yep, those arrows.
Magic shoot go boom.
My shooting go boom.
Freaking hey, die.
Now my rolls are getting good.
Oh yeah.
This what's right here?
You see here that this is an area that is used to produce different types of climbing chalk, and they can also use this area to just transport and pack different types of foods and breads. All the bread here has been rummaged through by rats, though.
What about chalk?
The what?
The chalk.
Oh, like I said, it's you imagine it to be climbing chalk for like people who climb things, like rock climbers, or even some rogues are known to climb different things and practice climbing.
Is there any left?
There is some left. Yeah, there's about two little like coin purse sized bags, so two little bags of chalk. You can take that. Climbing chalk.
Two Raj.
Well, I was inspecting here, but I only rolled a 9.
Yeah, you find some old journals and papers that they have some scribbles. They seem to be kind of disregarded and thrown aside. Some of them are in Dwarvish. You can actually read them because you still comprehend languages. They appear to just be some personal belongings of some long-lost people who don't seem to be relevant. Some of them seem to be old, just personal notes, envelopes. It's as if you've rummaged through someone's mail. It's been forgotten.
Your PG&E bill or whatever.
Are these like statues here, or?
They are. They're old statues. They don't seem to resemble anything of importance, though. They just seem to be decorative, kind of knights that stand and have somewhat have rusted.
Okay.
All right, Gap.
So, Dominar, would you mind dragging this this thing here?
You want him to?
And,
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, stop! Stop!
You can stop it. See.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Don't you think he could pick that up, Steve?
Strength check.
He's beef. He
He'd
will,
be beef.
will do enough beef.
Oh, that's a save. I'm sorry. Oh shit.
You're going for the save.
Wait, why did I have a +0?
Oh wait, that's me. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I was like, hold on, wait.
There. Okay. There's Felminar.
There's
That's a
the
bit better.
Easy.
He just like flings it up on a finger and just like bounces it over.
He just throws it over.
Easy. Done.
Freaking frisbee.
All right, cool.
It's sharply angled though, because that's only about 10 feet. It was a 15-foot jump, so it's like angled very sharply downward, but it still is stable enough if you walk carefully.
Yes.
I walked very carefully, as you saw.
Walking.
I walked in.
The
While
walk
walking
is
beneath it.
definitely-
I'm not even gonna do dex rolls on that. I'm just gonna let you guys have that one
Thank you.
because of what's coming. I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
Or death save. We go through the hallway.
All the dead rats.
All the dead rats. You have to wade through an army of dead rats.
I want to investigate that dead fire there. I don't know.
On a peak.
You see that it hasn't been lit in a very long time. The coal are cold. They're not hot. Both of you sense the same from it.
I peek the whole room, like look around.
I'm going to reveal a little bit more here. This hallway leads further this way. And this hallway.
There's a path down there. On the right. We got a door right here. We should check that out.
There's a little tiny red blip right there.
This hallway leads
There are
this way.
2 paths on this way too. Let's check the door first, I'd say. What do you think?
4 lights, yeah.
And I'm gonna go ahead and peek the door.
Okay, this one actually is.
Nice.
This one's actually
26.
sealed very tightly, so you cannot see through.
Dang it. Not even with my psychic perception ability of 26.
Not with that high perception, no.
Okay. Fabler.
Somebody alright.
I'm yelling at him to open the door. Would you mind? That's Lorian says, darling.
He goes up and he says, "This door is locked."
Could someone knock? Or maybe bash it in?
He's knocking just with his foot.
Of that foot knock is what strength? Yeah, no. Would he be able to knock this form of door down? Is it?
No, it's very well crafted. Bronze. There's not even a crack in the door, and it has a lock to it.
Understood. Would someone mind knocking the door? The spell knocking?
Oh, it's locked?
Yes.
It is
Okay.
locked. Yes.
Sure.
What if
Sure. Everyone will know.
Does it like say? Is there anything on the door, or am I just stupid?
There's nothing on the door. It has some
Oh.
very basic designs, but they're very abstract. They don't seem to depict anything.
Choose an object you can see within range. The object. Give me a door box, chest, manacle, padlock,
Yes.
yada yada.
Basically, I cast knock.
Yep. And it opens.
The door swings open. It is not magically locked. If it was, it could even be locked through a knock spell. But this opens quite easily, and as you all enter, you see that this is somewhat of a supply area for some very basic food. You see that this area is much more sealed than the other areas where the rats have gotten to and destroyed everything and eaten everything. This area is so well sealed that there are no rats in here. There's no sign of rats. There's no rat feces. And you find lots of fresh food in here. You find potatoes, onions, different types of breads, even 1 or 2 bottles of wine.
Was there a wheel of cheese in here?
There's no wheel of cheese in here that you can perceive.
How about this chest?
This place.
You can go check it out.
I'm a mage hand it open.
Mage hand.
It is too heavy for Mage Hand to open.
Okay.
2 mage hands.
I'm gonna
Place-
go over with
The
Fulminar.
way that the perpetrators that killed the fucker over there with a letter got down here might very well be through this pathway.
Could be, could be.
Because of the fresh food and this lovely door over here that's probably very fancy, if I would assume.
I'm gonna investigate for traps on this chest.
With investigation, you see that it is a very simple chest, and you even can smell fresh breads within it. They smell as if they were freshly baked. Actually, they're not too old. They must be only about 2 days old.
Well, the problem with knock is that it's loud.
Is indeed loud.
I'm going to listen carefully for any response. Oh, I can't hear shit.
You can all make a perception roll.
Jesus. Yeah. I hear
perception.
Every little peep in the city.
The heartbeat of spiders.
Rahal, you hear the sound of, and Ulrich, you hear what you think you hear a thud in the distance, but Rahal, you hear stone sliding on stone for about 3 or 4 seconds before there's a thud, and then you hear stone sliding on stone again, and another thud, echoing from somewhere far, far, far in this direction.
Guys, something's... Is it an increasing noise I hear? Or does it sound like it's like getting closer, or is it like further away?
No, it doesn't sound like it's getting closer or further. You just heard the stone moving on stone, and then you heard stone moving on stone again.
Okay.
Can you describe it?
I hear stone sliding on stone and a thud in between another section of, or like part where there is stone grinding against stone.
Well, let's look at our context clues here for a moment. We see fresh baked bread. We're hearing stone grinding on stone. Maybe it's a mill.
Hmm. And if there's water down there, yeah, maybe there's a stream or something dragging that. Yeah, I can see that.
Don't know if that's what it is, but could be a giant dragging a giant stone club over here to smash us all. I mean, that's also a possibility.
So, looking at these doors, can I peek through them?
These are also more well crafted than some of the other doors you've seen in this area. They are also locked.
Well, don't have any more knock, so.
So let's investigate the rest. And neatly close this door.
Yeah, but not
lock it. Yeah.
I want some bread.
You can take the bread if you'd like. It's most of it is rye bread that you see there.
We take all the loaves of bread, break them in half, and take half.
That's fucked up.
You can if you'd like. Yeah, you can each carry about 3 loaves if you choose.
I got a bag.
I'm gonna take some loaves of bread. Yeah, I'm bag holding too.
We take a bite out of every loaf of bread, but just one.
No, I'm not gonna do that. I'll take some fresh bread.
Bread? How much bread is it?
Just like this is a good deal. This is a good deal of bread. This is a good deal.
I don't know if this is a glitch or something, but I see something red right in front of me.
No, that's that was me. So basically, what I do is I actually scribble notes in the blackened areas that you never see, like numbers, and so I accidentally scribbled there, and to delete that would delete all of my notes. So yeah.
Oh.
I leave numerical notes that refer to different tabs in Discord. Believe it or not. So. Yeah.
Otherwise, I was like, maybe we should look for a trap here.
No, that was just my my like marker hitting that.
Eeny, miny.
How about we go to the right and then just keep going right, like one does in a maze.
So right now you see four.
Really,
you see 4 different passages at the moment.
Oh, that is left. Yes, let's go left.
What do you mean?
Other right, yeah.
Right, it's our other right.
And then keep to our actual right?
No. Go this way first.
Right. Okay, let's keep to our other right.
One at a time. Yes, our the right, left. The left is right.
Damn it.
Yes.
We're competent adventurers, okay?
Yes.
Shut up.
I goofed up right.
So you find a dead end to your left, and it's just sort of crumbled away. It seems to be a little fountain there. And then to your right, you're not really sure. You have to progress further.
Okay, let's go this way, with Falmanar taking the lead.
Beef.
To our, well, first right.
Yeah.
Beef.
See that these areas connect. These two different tunnels connect where you were looking before.
I'd like to find
There's-
a
There's something
coconuts
over here, though.
to clap together as we move along.
I'm just gonna clap this ass.
Okay, this way. All right.
And the coconut ring to it.
How do you know? Maybe my ass does clap like a coconut. You just don't know.
Just
That's
like
a very, very firm. That's a very firm ass.
That would be a firm and hollow ass. It would be. I mean, maybe elven asses are like that, though.
who knows?
I mean,
consult the
plastic
5e manual
surgical,
for that.
We don't know about the elven plastical surgery advances, right? So we have a door right here and a door ahead.
Oh yeah, there's a door there. Yeah. Door.
Can I peek through this door?
Beef.
Yes, you can. Make a perception. Only 8. Okay.
It's a nat 1.
Door.
That's all you see.
Anyone else want to take a crack at it? Nah, but let's. Falmanar.
Beef. Maybe beef. All right, nothing better.
Beef.
All right.
Oh goodness, he tried. Does that work?
Is he trying to open the door? What is he trying to do?
Yes, he's trying to open the door.
The door opens.
Oh, okay.
How long have we got? First he got like a nat 20, and then I get a nat 1.
I get another
And
no.
then yeah,
It's
Oh, interesting.
this looks cleaner.
This area, make a perception roll, all of you.
Mhm.
all right. Don't fail me again.
Boom.
Okay, fail me but less.
Okay, so Rohal and Lorien, you see that this area appears to be much neater. You see that these beds are, although not in pristine condition, seem to be tended to. You also see 2 chests there. And you also see a clay plate on the table, an iron fork and a knife, sort of lackadaisically left behind, and a leather journal with nothing written in it on the table there.
Nothing written in it.
No, just an empty journal.
Can anyone find? Do you have a spell that reveals invisible text or anything that's invisible?
I don't.
Excellent question.
I don't.
I can make things go invisible, but I can't really make
I mean, so can I.
things that are invisible.
I can confuse them and maybe put up my own symbols.
I can make it look like it's got writing on it.
Me too. We can make just a complete mismatch. Like,
Just say,
It
it says "fuck you" on each page. I'm like, this is totally what it says.
yeah, see?
Oh god. Okay.
I'm gonna investigate these chests and see if they're trapped.
Investigate.
Hey,
They
would-
both appear to be safe to open.
Okay, I'm gonna try to open the one on the
So,
left.
if I were to cast Prestidigitation on a book, would the could I consider getting rid of the ink on a page? Could I consider that cleaning the page?
No,
So
because
guys,
they have become part of the page.
Oh, that's fair.
Royal Elite Guards remove their bronze helmets, is what the text said, did it not?
That's what it said.
Bronze door.
In the moonlight. Well,
Yeah, in the moonlight. Not
Well, I
sure
mean-
about the relevance of moonlight, but per se, but
I mean, the
Who's the
Royal
har-
Elite Guards, their helmet could just be bronze, just because that's part of the.
yeah, but I was thinking the door is made out of bronze too.
So Lorien and Rohal make history
yeah.
rolls now.
Meanwhile, I'm just here. I'm just like, yep.
So Rohal, not so much, but Lorien, both your observation and history from all of your you lived a very charmed life and you've done lots of reading and lived well. And in your reading and in your history books, you did learn that the dwarves did use lots of bronze to ornament.
Oh my God! Mute your mic.
A lot of their structures, their doors, and you think that perhaps the bronze helmets and the elites that wore the bronze helmets might just be part of the dwarven culture that kind of made its way through the ages of Gryold and the royalty there.
So, astute observation that you made there, Rohal. The answer is dwarves. They like bronze.
The answer is dwarf.
And just to repeat, like, some of these tunnels here are shoddy dwarven work. Usually dwarven work should last centuries. It seems to be unfinished work, and the moisture coming through is because of that. It's unfinished dwarven work here that has been abandoned many, many ages ago. However, it seems that there are people residing here or have been here recently because of the evidence of the bread and the footprints.
What I'm thinking is that there might be these creatures that we're looking for, like Royal Elite Guards. We're talking about the king having been replaced with something unnatural. These creatures might be where they sleep, right?
Oh, maybe. Or this could be where the Crimson coin has a hidey hole. I opened this chest that's on the left, like I said, like 5 minutes ago.
Left one. Okay. So inside the left chest, you see a silver-handed mirror, which is worth roughly 20 gold pieces, and you see several severed hands from different types of creatures and people.
Okay, so like what kind of creatures and people? They're not all dwarf hands, right? They're.
So make a nature roll. Very good. Well, I assume you share this with Rohal as well, because he's also rolling.
Yeah, I'm interested in what's going on in the room overall.
Some of the hands you see might be that of dwarf, human, some of them from lizard men, some of them from Yuan-ti, some of them from completely other creatures like Yeti, and some of them are paws from just wolves, regular wolves.
What the fuck?
Souvenirs?
And then there's a mirror.
That's a lot of hand. Do you need a hand?
Sometimes you need a hand up in life.
You need multiple.
They seem to be sewed and dried, so they're not messy or anything like that, but they're taxidermied, so to speak.
I wonder if these are used for some sort of a spell, like taking the form of whatever creature it is. Can I Arcana roll on that? Like
for future cases.
Excellent Arcana roll. You do not believe that these are spell components.
I think they're just some kind of sick trophy.
Not really. It wouldn't be spell components. I don't think it would be.
Obviously,
for example, a shapeshifter like me using shapeshift would not be a spell per se, would it? It would be classified as something else if it's a natural thing that is adopted by their species, so to speak.
Nature and Arcana would both be relevant in something like that, but with your Nature and Arcana roll, you both don't believe that it is necessarily directly related to something that involves shapeshifting.
Okay.
So.
And how about the other one?
All of you make a religion roll, though.
Religion boy, maybe, I don't know.
Oh, god damn.
Son.
I got all the gods whispering in my ear right now.
I'm kind of annoyed at some of these rolls, though.
Sorry, Steve.
So Rohal with a 20 doesn't even know, but Lorien is super well read with Lorien is the kind of asshole that's just like kind of annoying and immature at times.
Well,
but
actually,
has like so much goddamn book smarts. That's why he is a fucking wizard. Who's
smart ass. Straight A's.
Rohal remembers information about the deity Malar, also known as the Beast Lord, which the symbol of Malar is a clawed paw. But not only the clawed paw, a lot of times the worshippers tend to harvest different hands and paws of things that they hunt as a trophy.
Oh, so Melar, okay. So some followers of Melar.
Also known as the Beast Lord or the Black-Blooded One.
That's not sketchy at all.
Beast Lord. How does Melar feel about rats?
I need you to make an intelligence roll to recall further information about Malar.
I'd ask him.
Okay, no problem.
God damn it. No problem. You remember that Malar was the lesser deity of the hunt, and they were also the deity for evil lycanthropes, bestial savagery, and bloodlust. And his dogma concerned savage hunts, the spreading of the curse of lycanthropy, and general contempt for civilization.
Oh. Yeah, well, we might end up with some werewolves or some shit up in here.
Not alright. We might want to like do silver swords and stuff for Val. Beef.
Does Val have any silver on us? No, I don't think he does.
He does have a magic weapon, which will do the same thing.
Right, silver mirror.
Oh, silver mirror.
Smash it with the mirror, yeah, totally.
Can I take it? I'm gonna investigate that mirror and see if there's anything like. Does it seem magical?
What if it's like the?
Does it have any?
Make an Arcana roll.
Ow.
Oh, okay.
Well, investigation is also, yeah, both are fine together in conjunction. It appears to be a plain mirror. It appears to be a finely crafted silverwork. It just appears to be a nice mirror.
Well, I'm gonna pocket that because silver lycanthropes possibly useful.
Sure. Put that in your inventory.
However, I was thinking that we might want to wait a little bit. What time of day was it when we got into the cave, and how long do you think it has passed, guys?
So, out of character, I will say that you decided to sleep the night before, so it is still like, so you left the tavern at, I would say, maybe 9 a.m. because you're all well rested. You've been down here and you've been walking through town and you've been at the alchemist shop for several hours now. So it's about midday or 1 p.m. You've spent some time talking with that guy, boiling the mushrooms, exploring the church with caution, and making your way through these tunnels. It's an early afternoon.
Yeah. So if we'd be here for early afternoon, and like if it would be early afternoon, then maybe if we continue exploring but keep track of time, kind of, we might want to make it back here and wait for the perpetrators. What do you guys think about that?
Well, are they perpetrators or are they? Well, I mean, he's kind of an evil god, but
Yes,
we don't know that
also-
this is the same thing. It could be though. Could be.
No, but they have. The king himself has been replaced with something unnatural, and then in the moonlight, I saw several of the royal elite guards remove their bronze helmets
And turn into something unnatural. That's a very good point. Let's look in this other chest. But I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
What is in the chest on the right?
One second. The chest on the right, you find a pile of coal. What is your investigation on that? Or perception? Choose investigation or perception, your choice. My god! You find, both of you find a small garnet at the bottom of it with 40, it's worth about 40 gold. One small garnet underneath the coal.
Well, somebody else can take that.
Sure.
Alright, write that in your inventory. One small garnet, and put in parentheses approximately 40 gold pieces. A garnet's a type of gem.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay, yeah, right.
It's a red gem.
And there we go, and I would like to just check under the beds. Some people, sometimes people like under and around the beds?
Without even making any rolls, you see that under and around the beds are quite dusty and damp. This place, although appears to be a little bit more organized than the other tunnels, doesn't seem to be frequented that often. It is still kind of dusty in here. There's no fresh footprints. It's still kind of moist and damp and somewhat uncomfortable, even for what it is. You're not quite sure how frequently someone's been here, which is a little bit contradictory because there's the fresh bread in the other area.
Mic off.
But the door was locked and sealed pretty tightly.
Yeah.
It was locked. There was a keyhole on the outside. Yeah.
So shall we continue down this way? There's another door.
I'm not even gonna bother looking in. Thaumanar.
It's gonna go right to busting it down. Just.
Does Falmanar try to open the door?
Yes, he does. And this door opens with ease.
I might get into that room. I'm not gonna say anything. Never mind. That would be meta.
Currently revealing some stuff here. One moment. Okay.
Oh.
From the outside, you see some things. You enter. Okay. I would like all of you to make religion rolls when you enter this room.
Holy moly!
Man, you guys are getting some really high rolls, and I'm like wondering if like something's wrong with these like
no,
character
it's just
sheets.
luck. It's just luck.
That's some good shit. It's kind of nice. It's kind of nice to reveal some stuff here.
Here, boys.
So Ulrich vaguely recognizes some of the symbolism in the statues here, but more than that, he doesn't really recognize much. Rollhall and Lorien recognize each of these statues as some of the kind of secondary gods that aren't as well known as Moradin and Lathander and things like that. But here you see statues of Talos, Lolth, Seldarine, Bane, and Loviartar.
Talos be praised.
Yeah.
Now
the
you
end
know that
is coming.
Sorry. You know, yeah, there is a little bit of lore crossover there, but the Talos is a D&D god as well. You do recognize, well, the two of you who rolled high, you do recognize that these gods are all gods that are associated with evil and destruction. If you choose to recall or know more about each of these, you can roll if you choose to. Over here, I see Rollhall, or somebody is looking here. You see that this is a caved-in stairwell. Who is looking over here? Just so I know who's tapping that.
Me. I'm looking at both of those, and it is.
Make a perception.
Good. Well, I kind of assume that it's the same pathway.
Even still, make a perception. Okay. You can see that although this side is caved in, you can actually look over the rubble here, unlike the other side, which is completely caved in. And down here there is a bit of a hole that goes down about 10 feet. And down there you can see that there might be a place to crawl through should you choose to crawl that way.
I'm okay for now, thanks. So, yeah. Religious stuff, alright.
There's a door here.
There is a door there.
Well, yeah. What kind of door is it? Is it a...
Also bronze, and there is a crack, and it appears to be unlocked. And you feel a strong draft from this one. And I would like you to make a perception roll, whoever's closest to the door besides Falmanar.
Jesus.
Wow, we got some rolls today. You hear some rushing water echoing in the distance. You're not quite sure where it's coming from. You hear rushing water, continuous rushing water.
Yes, I hear rushing water.
There's water.
I open the door.
Wow, we got a brave boy. He's not even letting Falmanar do it.
Oh man. Roll a strength check.
You see a long
an unlocked door. But yeah.
Along a crooked stairwell that goes a little up actually. It goes up a few steps.
So should we continue up this door, or should we go back around a little bit and continue down the way? Yeah.
Well, I think maybe we should check that other corner first, because this is going pretty far.
Yeah, you got some winding pathways. You have two pathways behind you. You have one that crawls underneath the rubble, one that goes up this little stairwell, and then you have this tunnel that goes downward.
Oh, I think Rohal's heading this way first, but we do have the upper.
That there's another
upper
path
corner
downwards. Like here? Is that what you meant? So you mean by the rubble? By the rubble? Here,
well, I was referring to the crawling area that you didn't want to go in. There's that area as well.
There's a stair. Like it seems like there's a stairwell going down, and not that I could go like up, like here.
Well, there's the two pathways in the upper corner too that we hadn't taken.
No, what I meant here. What I meant here was, it seems like the stairwell would be going down. That's the little hole that you were referring to there.
Oh yeah.
There's currently 5 different areas that you can choose from right now. Sorry, 6 different areas you haven't gone through yet.
Charging battery.
Yeah, back there and whatever. Let's just continue this path a little bit.
Okay.
You see a large open area with much more perpetual light, and you see one path that continues onward and 3 doors.
Jesus, this place is huge.
It's big. This beef.
How are you guys feeling about continuing? I can. My family, I think, has started making food for themselves because I was gonna make dinner.
Well, I'll say I'm, as a DM, I'm doing okay, and I have content literally for sessions upon sessions, as far as I know.
Well,
I don't know about you guys.
You're gonna be busy for a little while soon anyway, so I'm cool with continuing on for longer.
Yeah, I mean,
right outside, but for half an hour I can probably continue.
Yeah, half an hour sounds good. All right, this area opens up with ease. I love making my players feel safe before destroying them. Just kidding. This opens, and who goes in first?
Falminar's going in first.
Beef can just as well open this door too.
Dominar starts collecting some of the loot in here, and he starts putting it in his pack.
What kind of loot?
He finds a heavy sledgehammer. He finds blacksmith tongs, which he leaves behind. Iron horseshoes, which he leaves behind. He picks up 7 steel daggers, 3 long swords, and 2 short swords. So,
okay, hold on.
Lorian, do me that favor and put.
I'm putting in steel daggers.
He's taking a heavy sledgehammer. He's like reaching capacity soon, but not yet. So heavy sledgehammer, 7 steel daggers, 3 long swords, 2 short swords.
He's gonna finally log on and be like, "What the fuck?"
Lorian peers in here and sees 4 more long swords, and he finds a crossbow with 20 bolts. This is a regular crossbow, not hand crossbow or anything like that. And he also finds 3 daggers, and they all have the same sigil on them, which is a symbol of a red coin on the hilt.
Oh, I think we found the Crimson Coin, or at least some of their weapon stores. Now, are you talking about Lorian or Rohal? Are you talking about?
Sorry, I meant to say Rohal.
Okay.
Yeah, he went in this room.
So what did I find here? Say again.
You found 4 long swords. You found a regular crossbow with 20 bolts, and you found 3 daggers with what appears to be like a circular red coin engraved into the hilt of the daggers.
Gotcha. And how do I see the weight of the different items? Like, are they...
You'll just have to look it up.
I use vanilla weights, but I usually just give you like a heads up, like, hey, you're starting to get somewhat encumbered. But you can look those up under Dungeons like 5e. I use 5th edition, so Dungeons and Dragons weapons, and that'll give you like a general description of the weapons, of how much they weigh. I can actually pull up the weapons chart right now. I have a bookmark in my manual. One moment.
You said 3 crossbow bolts?
No, I said 1 crossbow, a regular crossbow, and 20 bolts. So
20.
for example, so you have it's a light crossbow. Your light crossbow weighs 5 pounds, if you choose to pick that up. Each dagger weighs 1 pound. Each long sword would weigh 3 pounds, to give you like a rough estimation of these. This is straight from the player's handbook.
Four daggers.
3 daggers with a crimson coin or red coin symbol on the hilts. I want to say, Lorian, make an intelligence roll for memory. Ulrich, you can do that as well.
Cool. Elegant.
Smirk.
Smirk.
Lorian doesn't recall much about this. Ulrich vaguely remembers something about there being several ways into the crimson or red coin. The name is synonymous. They're layer underground, and that certain ways were quicker and more brash and dangerous, and certain ways were much longer and much more winding. That's what you recall as you explore these winding tunnels. So Rohal seems to brashly push through here. Thankfully there are no traps on the door. And he immediately finds a room with 2 chests and some very simple cots, a rug that is somewhat dusted and worn and muddied, and a very simple table there with just some clay pots and some steel utensils.
I opened the left one first.
In the left one you find another steel dagger with another red coin on the thing, and you find also a rotting leather cap with a copper buckle on the brim. You feel
Leather
as if
cap?
Yes, you feel as if it has little to no value at all, as it's rotting away.
Gotcha. And the right one?
You find a pair of tarnished silver horseshoes which are decorative. You estimate them to be roughly 12 gold pieces each. You also find a small cedar cask of dwarven pipe tobacco, and you also find a fine dwarven pipe.
Can you send me those items just on Discord so I can write them down?
Yeah.
Thanks.
Mm-hmm. Very simple quarters here. Very simple and quiet quarters. Where do you all go next?
Kind of want to take a careful peek here.
With even just the simplest peek, you see that it is a very large area with lots of rushing water and a pathway. A very large atrium almost, with a very high ceiling. But you can step through to see more.
Carefully step through and peek.
Okay. As you do, make a perception roll.
Kind of see what I got. Let's see here. I got a 9, gee.
Wait, perception?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll back out again. Saw it too early. There we go. Okay.
Okay, so Rohal sees a large room with rushing water coming through sort of like underground wells and veins, water veins. And it comes rushing through, and it comes down through little small crevices that seemingly rush under into like mountainous crevices. Keep in mind that Greihold is indeed at the foot of the mountains, so you're going to have lots of cold mountain springs even coming down through the mountains and through this area. But Lorien notices something a little more, which is not seen at first, because there's a bit of light coming down from the ceiling, and it's so bright that it actually makes it hard to see. There's actually a thin rope dangling here that leads upward, somewhere else in Greihold, you believe. Based on your navigational sense and high intelligence, you navigate that you are still somewhere in Greihold, underneath the surface, and this rope leads somewhere else, upward.
Interesting.
The rope goes a good 40 feet upward. It's hard to see what's up there. It's somewhat of a square or rectangular opening in the ceiling.
Can I see what...
And you also see a path that leads this way, into the stone.
Mm-hmm. What are these things?
That's a good question. They appear to be old, dried out urchins that were left behind. Maybe a type of creature. Make a nature roll. You've heard of these things, but you've never seen them before. They're freshwater urchins that live in certain mountainous waters. They're not harmful. They don't move. They, if they do move, they move very slowly over time.
So, what's this? Oh,
that's an old campfire, and there is some burning embers there.
Oh, so it's not that old.
Not that old. I mean, it appears that this little area has been cleared out and dry as the water rushes by for a long time, but the embers are indeed still burning.
And Rohal was checking something out.
Mm-hmm. What was Rohal checking out?
These boxes right here.
Did I
fall in the water?
Where is your character? Oh, there you are. Yes, you see actually, you find a green vase in one of them, in straw. You're not sure how much the vase is worth. You're not really an expert at that sort of thing. But you see that it's been carefully placed. If this were to be jostled in any way, it could easily smash the vase. The other two boxes are currently empty but filled with hay and straw. But you think that this is some sort of stash for some valuables or some loot.
Alright.
And these appear to be, if you have a look in here, Lorien and Falmanar, you see some torn clothes, some kind of torn clothes and rags, and these cots are much more dirty and kind of animalistic than the cots that you saw in the other room. And you see, make a perception roll as you kind of peer in there.
Yes.
Oh, very nice, very nice. You see both footprints of human boots and also animal claws. You see more so animal claws facing into here, and more human kind of footprints, bare footprints and boots walking outward.
Yeah, I think we got werewolves.
Hot dang.
Or something like it. I could be wrong.
Hey guys, it looks like the path is leading down to that weird room. I'm not sure, but maybe. Oh, and also some other room with a big door. I inspect this room.
I love having my movable bodyguard. Meat shield!
So as you call the others over, you hear your voice echo very much through the door here. There is a crevice, and it appears to be unlocked.
He said his headset disconnected.
Oh, okay. We'll give him a second to reconnect.
I can hear it now.
Oh, I was saying your voice echoes very much in this area. You see a crack in the door, and you see that it is also unlocked.
Alright. Am I able to peek through it without opening, or can I open with a small crack and peek through?
You can peek through without opening it.
Then I shall do so.
That's what you see.
Looks interesting. Open it a bit more so I can see even more.
As you creak the door, it appears to make a lot of noise, and the creak echoes very much so. You open it that much more.
You guys take a look. What do you think?
Not sure. I don't like the way that looks.
Gems to you guys?
That doesn't look like gems to you. It looks more like lots of different fruits and vegetables, sort of amassed and rotting in a pile.
Interesting.
You see some other things in the pile too. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, if I would open it more, do I get the sense of that it would creak a lot?
Actually, hold up. I have oil. I pour it.
You can choose to open only one side of the door, and if you want to pour the oil on only one of the side of the hinges,
yeah,
that should
exactly. Should I do so?
Okay, so erase that flask of oil.
Oh, right, empty.
Yeah, you can keep the flask.
There we go.
The door opens without any traps triggering and with ease, and it does not creak anymore. And you see within, forgive the rough sketching here, I had to make a few changes, what appears to be a strange looking statue. I need Lorien to make a, sorry, she knows what it is. That's a statue of Malar, and she sees a strange beast that looks somewhat like a monkey with sort of a kind of ape's face with wolf snout and a monkey tail with kind of rat claws and hands, and it's scowling, and it has an outreached hand with meat in its hand, and before it you see offerings of fruit and vegetables rotting in a pile, and also some different types of non-magical robes and shields and daggers, and a chest on its left side.
Well, that's a statue of Malar. Nasty piece of work.
Make one more religion roll for me, Lorien, since you're now translating a lot of this information to everybody.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Okay. I haven't done it for Falminar yet. Can you do a roll for Falminar? Now that you're telling him that it is indeed Malar.
Yeah. 16.
Oh, I didn't see that. 16. He says, Malar, isn't that the deity that has the High Hunt ritual in which they send out people or entities to hunt, and it's a ritualistic hunt that happens once a year?
Oh dear. Yes. I guess. I don't remember, honestly.
I've heard about these where I've come from, but I've never seen anybody worshipping openly Malar, the Beast Lord, he says. But that's all I know of them. So he speaks about a high hunt ritual that happens once a year, where they actively hunt something as sport. And he enters the room and looks up at it in awe. It's an oval room. The ceiling is oval, and some of the light is kind of shimmering in through a few small holes in the ceiling there. And once again, you're not really sure where that is above you, what those holes are, where they are in Gryald.
I'm gonna inspect that chest for traps.
It appears to be clean of traps yet again.
Okay, I'm gonna open it.
Inside, you find not only more severed hands that are sewn and dried of different creatures and people, but you also find a small little book that details some of the rituals of Malar, including the Feast of the Stags. Do you choose to page through it, or do you
yeah.
You do, okay. So it's written in common, and it talks about the Feast of the Stags and how for this event all people were invited to take part in the bounty of the hunt, regardless of their faith. And at this time, priests of Malar chose some widows, orphans, elderly, or even citizens, and promised to provide them with meat for their tables for the winter. And those are the kind of people that they were not really meant to be hunted, but instead to take part in the hunt. But the high hunt itself was considered a holy day for those who worshipped Malar, and that the high hunt was ritual and a vicious hunt in which a captured humanoid was released, and for the next day and the next night that humanoid tried to escape, while the worshippers would prowl and hunt them in the name of the Beast Lord, Malar. And if they managed to survive the hunt, they won their freedom as well as perhaps other things. But it was an honor to be in the hunt, and it was an honor to be someone to hunt those people or persons.
I see.
And some people who worship Malar, according to the small tome, and especially during the harsh winters in these northern areas, and you sense that these are people that often live in the forests and things like that who worship it. They would often have one or two members of their society and their worshippers offer themselves to provide food for the village.
Oh,
and
so
they would either go out to hunt to the death, and if they did not come back with a successful hunt, it would be shameful to come back empty-handed. So they either would come back with a meat, or they would die out in the wilderness. So they would take the hunt very seriously in many ways.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna keep that little book, because that might come in handy.
So call it a Book of Malar.
Okay. Book of Malar. All right. Well, I think I see we have 3 pathways still.
So
here,
zoom back out.
and here
All right.
up in the upper corner. So
Could everyone walk out?
yeah. I'm gonna just really quickly inspect this statue a little bit and see if there's anything secret on it that I might be able to find.
Certainly. So have a closer look at it. Do an investigation. It was 17. Not bad, not bad. Looking at it actually does kind of jog your memory from books that you've read back home. You do remember that this god Malar was allies with the other gods that you saw in the hallway, the other statues. The other statues of destruction and evil. This god was an ally of those, and you deemed those statues to be decorative and sort of in honor of those other gods. And the fact that this statue is much larger and kind of the centerpiece of this underground layer, you believe this to be the main deed of the worshippers who live down here, and those other statues merely there for respect.
Okay, great. All right, let's go. How about we go to this? Jesus, this is huge.
I like big old sprawling dungeons, as you can see.
Does it look like people have been here fairly recently, like in here specifically, regarding the fruit, for example?
Good question. Actually, do an investigation on the fruits.
the fruits.
Well, it wouldn't be nature. Whatever. That's fine.
Nice. So you see a wide variety here. You see fruit that have been picked at by many, many rats that have been here for a long time, and the smell is putrid. I forgot to mention, the smell is putrid in this room because of that. But you also see some things that have been left here more recently. You see corn still in fairly unripened corn husks, for example, that have not even rotten yet and have not even been torn through by the rats yet. So you see a kind of a range, which means that people may have come here on a regular basis over and over and over again.
Alright. Well, regarding this monument, I shall throw erupting earth.
Really? Oh my god.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we've walked out of there.
We
so.
just left.
You don't know what's happening. You're
Make
just gonna hear a bit of rumble.
So the other party members make a perception roll.
Okay.
Someone heard something.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong here.
So Ulrich hears a loud rumbling noise. He's not sure where it's from. Lorien and so Lorien.
Yeah, I rolled 19. That the second one was for Falminar.
Okay, Lorien kind of does hear that it's coming from back where they came from.
Oh no!
And notices that Rohal's not there. Rohal, as you do this, you actually you actually upend the bottom of the statue, and it actually begins to crumble and topple over and shatter into pieces. It was not very well planted in the earth because of all the rotting of the bedrock there from all the flooding. I'm just trying to get my drawing here to take care of this here. And you are sort of crumbling this into several pieces. That's a cool spell, by the way. I like that shit.
I like it too.
And it has crumbled to the ground into like maybe 8 or 9 pieces.
Yeah, but the thing is, like, half of it's gonna be buried, and half of it's gonna be like, showing, like, sticking out of the ground, and like this whole area is gonna be, as the description says, difficult terrain, basically. So, like, everything is like, imagine you just spouting out, like, everything from the ground, just spouting out around it. So yeah.
Are you all right?
Ulrich,
no.
Ulrich.
So what?
Are you following Lorien and Falminar?
Oh yeah, I was spaced out a little bit.
That's alright.
Oh yeah, I thought that.
Oh, you wanted to just piss this god off even more than we're probably going to do.
There seemed like there were people coming around, being, still worshipping. So I was thinking that I'd send them a little bit of a, hello.
Well, if they heard that, we're definitely gonna get a hello. Probably with made out of fangs and claws and other fun things.
That doesn't make a lot less noise than your knock, to be honest.